Pandora's box is about to open wide.
Welcome to another Pandora's box, guys. This is the first Pandora's box in several weeks with Imogen.
I'm back.
How you doing, Emma?
Yo.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, well, good. Nice to have you back. Kid. Chips. That's one of her nicknames.
Yes.
Chips.
Sausage,
Hey, what's up,
kiddo,
Yeah.
chips.
Because you're a bit like a chip,
yeah.
aren't you?
Bit of everything. Yeah.
You're a bit like a chip. I've decided.
Perfect. Oh, I've also
Crunchy.
just realised that my bottle says, please only use with cold drinks to avoid scalding. I have got a very hot drink in here.
Oh, so yeah, Imogen's got some
Is it
scalding
hot?
hot chocolate in.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's
Too much to handle.
Funnily enough, I was reading about how a woman sued McDonald's and ended up getting, I think it was like over £200,000 because she went through a McDonald's drive-through and got a coffee, and she put it between her legs, and then like took off the lid, and it like all spilled out onto her lap, like scalded her. It gave her third-degree burns. It was so freaking hot. It gave her third-degree burns. She had to have skin grafts and everything, and she like severely burnt her vaginal area, as well as her buttocks and her thighs. And it was so bad she needed skin grafts. She originally reached out to McDonald's and I think they offered to give her 800 quid, and she was like, no, this is ridiculous. I've literally had to have like mental skin grafts and that. Like it was like, and even with that, she was still like didn't look fully right. I think she ended up winning like over like 200,000. I think it was, I can't remember if it was America or not, but it was either $200,000 or £200,000. Yeah, but that's crazy, isn't it?
Definitely.
Harsh and hot.
Yeah, so be careful what
Yeah,
you're doing
I
with
will.
that scalding
It's actually
hot chocolate.
not too hot because do you remember I told you that I burnt myself on it at first and then I poured half of it out and put some cold milk in it because it was too hot.
Well, that's a very sensible thing to do.
Yeah,
Good way to go.
Can't get one over you, can you, MMA?
No.
You're like, I know what to do here.
Mockers recently, mixing the
Oh,
old
yeah.
chocolate with a double shot of coffee from the coffee shop because it's like really nice coffee. It's like double whammy, pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of
Put a
Josh,
hazelnut syrup
Yeah.
shot in it and it's
Oh,
like
I do
it's
like
like a
hazelnut.
Nutella mocha.
speaking of Josh, we were just talking about our mate Josh, and we went through a stage when we were in our teens. Like me and Josh would go to Costa pretty much every Saturday morning, and Josh always used to get a mocha flake, like a mocha with some cream on it, and then a flake in it.
Yeah.
And I remember we became
Waste
such
up
regulars. There was like this little woman.
way.
Yeah, there was this little woman that worked there, and every time we'd walk in, she'd just look at Josh and go, "Mocha flake," but then to me and Josh, her name became Mocha Flake, and then if we'd ever see her in time, we'd be like, "There's Mocha Flake." That's just like weird how things that happen.
I like a good mocha.
Shout out to Mocha Flake out there, wherever she is.
Why is the sun gone away as soon as we started to like record?
It's an omen
It's so dark.
because we are the children of darkness, Emma.
Literally, I'm like blending in everywhere.
This is kind
My
of our
hair,
Halloween
like,
episode
bulb.
because this is the episode that was closest to Halloween.
Oh yeah, we should have
So-
dressed up.
You look
We should've.
lit by candlelight.
Was it-
now, but
was-
it's a bit like
Yeah. Oh, mamma mia.
orange candlelight.
Va-va-voom. Do you remember last year? Was it last year Bullwinkle dressed up? And I think he was trying to dress up as like an alien, but I said that he just looked like, what was it? I said like a Mexican goblin. Because he looked way more like a Mexican goblin than an alien. He had this like green face paint on and then like big black like paint around his eyes.
Oh,
He did not look like an alien. He just looked like a Mexican. And then for some reason, I think he was wearing like a poncho or something.
That
So
sounds like him.
Literally, we were like, nah, you're
Poncho.
you're not an alien, mate. You're a Mexican goblin. And it was really even funnier because me and Drew just weren't dressed up, so we were just looking normal.
and
then
didn't go on the camera even very much, I remember. So it was like, it would just flash to the Mexican goblin every now and again, just as a little like.
if anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, obviously you can go back and watch the episode. So if you go back about 52 episodes, you'll see the episode where Bullwinkle dressed up as a Mexican goblin on YouTube or Spotify. Just type in Pandora's Box Podcast. I want to say a quick thank you actually to everyone and anyone that's left a comment on any recent episodes recently. We appreciate any feedback and love that any of you give us. And I just want to say, if anybody out there does listen to us or is listening to this right now, and you don't currently follow us on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok and Spotify, please go do that. Obviously, it helps us out massively. And just feel free to interact with us, guys, because we appreciate that stuff. And sometimes, as in the past, people have reached out on Instagram or whatever and said, look into this, or why don't you talk about this? And we've ended up doing it, and it's been fun. So it's good to get that bit of interaction. But considering you haven't done an episode with us in a few weeks, Mo, let's kick off the episode with the Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, nice.
So Emo's got her little wheel. Try and bring the wheel into frame if you can, Emo. There we go.
Forward the wheel.
Wheel.
She is our Debbie McGee, after all. Shout out to anybody out there that actually knows who Debbie McGee is. If you don't, just Google her. Google her.
I might have to Google her.
Yeah, Google her. Yeah, Imogen's way too young to know who Debbie McGee is.
Oopsie. Okay, are we ready for the Wheel of
We're ready.
Fortune?
Spin the wheel.
Spin the
Imogen.
wheel.
Let's
I'm
see
gonna hit myself in
what
the face.
fortune has in store for us today. Oh, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Oh,
Can you hear that?
it is
Fact one.
Number one. I couldn't read it from here.
It's all right. I'm here to help.
Okay, fact number one.
What's fact number one, Emma?
So, cuddling is cuddling calms
Nice.
a woman, reduces stress and strengthens her heart. Cuddling offers significant health benefits for women, including stress reduction and heart health improvement.
That's good,
Physical affection such as hugging triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone that fosters relaxation and lowers stress levels. This process can lead to decreased blood pressure, thereby enhancing cardiovascular health. Research indicates that women may experience more pronounced benefits from cuddling compared to men.
Wonder why that is.
Yeah, regular physical touch not only strengthens emotional bonds, but also contributes to overall well-being by mitigating stress and promoting heart health.
That's good, isn't it?
So if you have a female in your life, hug her.
I wonder why it's more beneficial to women than men. Just do you think it's women like, in general are more tactile or what?
I have no idea. I think it might just all be down to the hormones.
Men like get the same like benefits from like farting or something.
Probably that'd be
Do you know what I
funny.
Just like like a good feeling when you do like a really good one and it just feels really satisfying. You're like, oh yeah.
Great.
And then especially if everyone around you goes, and then you like waft it to them. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, you
that's,
have it.
That's like the feeling of contentment women get from a good cuddle. That's the feeling of contentment men get from wafting a fart at their loved ones.
That's funny.
And the more unwanted the fart is, the more
you get out of it.
The more you get out of it, yeah. The more the stress relief.
Perfect. That definitely is, because my dad does that all the time.
Mate, I've never known a guy that doesn't love it when they fart and everyone else in the room goes, oh. Do you know what I mean?
My dog loves it as well.
Yeah. Like,
My dog loves it as well.
Your dog loves it?
She farts and then wafts it everywhere with her tail, and then she'll run away from it if it smells.
That is so funny. Dog farts smell so bad as well.
Don't they just?
I remember I went through a phase like a few years ago. You know, you go through like stages of having like a certain meal a week for whatever for a while, and then it gets boring, you phase it out, and then get a new one. Well, we went through a phase of having like spaghetti meatballs for a while, and I don't know what it was about the meatballs, because every week I have steak, every week lots of meat. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and it worked there. There were beef meatballs, and I don't know what it was about those specific meatballs, but man, it made my farts smell like dog farts. like dog food farts, like a proper dog that's been eating dog food, and it just like the farts is just really specific and horrible. And I just
gross meaty one, innit?
Yeah, but it smelled like a dog food fart, like a dog that had been eating loads of dog food. Great. Yeah, it was just like it was really funny though. It was like, why am I? But
everyone around you was loving that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was quite funny. It was like only ever with those beef meatballs as well.
And it made you so much happier.
Yeah.
Everyone running away from you because you're just the dog.
There must have been something in them, man.
Yeah, I reckon there was. Yeah, it must have been something. They were. I think I got them from Tesco's. They tasted really good. And I liked them as well because they were like,
some hidden ingredient that was just triggering
dog food, mate. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We're actually in the dog aisle and Calum picked them up.
I was like, dog meatballs or something. Yeah.
Sav's dog Odin was banging out some really bad farts on the weekend. We went down to visit him.
Yeah.
And he's a big like golden retriever, but he just farts so much. So I was like, we're all like sitting down on the sofa and you just hear the really airy like. And you're like,
yeah.
My dog does proper like farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really unladylike.
He does the airy ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's always good when it's you, but when it's somebody else, horrible.
It's wrong, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not good, is it? It's just not good. Right, let's spin the wheel again. Imo, what does fortune have in store for us now? What wonders does Imogen have to share? Fact two.
Okay.
What's fact two, Imo?
Oh, this one is a bit of a long one. Okay, so study. Great. Studies suggest cats may mirror aspects of their owner's personality with clear links to the big 5 personality traits. Research shows that more agreeable I have no idea what that says. I'm a bit too dyslexic for this.
Conscientious. Research shows that the more agreeable, conscientious, and open owners.
That may be it. Yeah. Often have cats that are friendlier and less aggressive, while more neurotic owners tend to have cats that display anxious and fearful behaviour.
Yeah, makes sense.
Experts believe this comes down to the caregiving style and daily environments. A neurotic owner may provide less consistent or warm care, while an introverted lifestyle could expose cats to fewer visitors, making them less social. On the other hand, open and whatever that word
conscientious.
That owners may create more stimulating, structured and supportive homes. Though it's hard to prove causation, I think
causality? Causality? I've just made up a word. I've just made up a word. I'm like being all like trying to act all like intellectual, like kind of. I'm like
I think it's causation.
Yeah. Causation, yeah.
Causation, okay. Causation, and cats have their own personalities. The evidence points to strong connection between humans and human traits and feline behaviour.
Yeah, can you send that to me actually?
Yeah.
Because I want to show that to my wife.
Yeah, I will.
Because she's a bit neurotic.
Yeah.
And I feel like our cats are a bit more neurotic than Mr. Scraggles was.
Aww.
And he was primarily brought up by me, and he was the most chill dude ever. Because say what you want about me, I'm not neurotic.
I don't even know what that means, to be fair.
It's like when you're almost like everything is a bit like, and everything's like everything's got like a layer of anxiety to it or a layer of worry to it. And as a result, like when you're around someone that's like that all the time, you're just a bit like,
it's like they're just scatty.
Yeah, and it's like they're constantly just waiting for something bad to happen. And it's like, look, can you just chill out, please? Like nothing bad is going to happen, and even if it does, your attitude is not going to help anything.
You sound a bit like Jack Sparrow then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to sound like a pirate, and we're from the southwest, aren't we? So that's not going to help anything.
How many more spins are we going for?
I'm not done talking about neuroticism yet.
Oh, are you not? Okay.
No, so
carry on.
so if you send that to me, basically I want to.
It's already sent.
I'm going to show that to my wife and then wind her up about it.
Perfect. Is that
because I'm always going on about her and how about her and how the women in her family are all neurotic.
I think it seems like it's more likely for women to be like it than men, but I think that's just because women are quite more like overthinkers.
Do you know what? Actually, I watched something really interesting the other day about this, and there is actually, to be fair, an evolutionary reason why women are more neurotic than men.
Is it? And
it's because they obviously are the ones that give birth to children. And it was this, they're talking about these different meta-analysis studies about how, for example, if your first child is a girl, is a daughter, often then if people have a second child and it's a boy, they're very surprised at the difference between the boy and the girl. And those differences tend to be in risk taking. Boys' natural attitudes towards danger and risk compared to girls. With the idea being that if a young girl, say, is going to go down like a tall slide, for example, naturally, even at a very young age, 2 or 3, they will take a couple of minutes maybe to like assess the slide from all angles, maybe decide which is the best, safest way to go down it. Whereas a boy will like run up it and just dive down head first, you know? And it's apparently that is all to do with, women needing to be a little bit more neurotic, because if women weren't, then they'd be really bad at looking after babies. Because obviously when women come of age and then they give birth to children, they almost like, it's an evolutionary advantage for them almost to constantly be like, where's the baby? Is the baby okay? Are there any dangers nearby? We need to make sure there's no dangers near the baby. Whereas like men didn't need to have that so much, because men actually needed to be a little bit more like less worried about danger, because men would be, it would be a disadvantage for men to be too worried about danger, because if you're out hunting and you're hunting like big herbivores, and you're also maybe then knocking shoulders with other carnivores, then being neurotic in those situations would be a hindrance rather than a benefit.
They'd sense the fear and chase you down.
Yeah, exactly. So it
You'd be the prey.
And at the end of the day, men are more expendable than babies and women. So if, say, a man has, so to speak, knocked up a woman and then she's given birth to a child, right? If he almost dies after that, from an evolutionary standpoint, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There are other men around. There'll always be other men.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah. No, but it's kind of serious. Like, do you know what I mean? There are other men about. There are other men. Like, he's already sort of done his job. It doesn't matter. You know, if he dies in the pursuit of hunting the mammoth, doesn't really matter. You know, he's probably, you know, because men are so simply wired, he'll probably just feel like he's been really satisfied and had like an honourable death because he like died fighting a mammoth to death. You know, because that's what men are like. You know, whereas you can see the evolutionary reasons. So as much as I in jest do wind up my missus about being neurotic, there are actually evolutionary reasons, and it is actually beneficial for women to be more neurotic than it is for men. But I think that
not
sometimes
her fault then.
No, but I do sometimes. Yeah, I only wound her up as a laugh. But I do think you can see why that like men and women can clash sometimes, especially obviously, you know, you're living in a house with, you know, the opposite sex, and then, you know, when you're like a bit of like a typical bloke, and like it almost like it winds you up to be around somebody that's like worrying about stuff. Do you know what I mean? Or like, or you know, you just want to be like, look, just chill out. And then they're like a bit highly strung. You can see why there might be like a clash between the sexes a bit there sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever get that, Drew?
Yeah, for me it's more like there's always like, I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but like I'm really like relaxed about stuff, almost a bit too laid back sometimes, and like it's almost a similar energy of like Meg needs to make sure all of the ducks are in order, like and we know everything is like, is this done and stuff, you know, where I'm just like, chill, like we'll sort that out when it needs to be sorted out. We don't have to worry about that right now, you know. Like, you know, or like, and for the baby and all this stuff, it's like she wants everything all done way before it needs to be done, so she knows exactly where she stands with it. Whereas I'm more like,
so she's like super organised and you're chaotic.
Yeah, so maybe that's a different thing, but it's just like everything always does still.
But you're like, that's my issue, like, mate. That's my freaking issue. Yeah. She's like, Drew, get organised, and you're like, no, no, I don't want to be.
Yeah, the things
no,
that
I
really
don't want to do that.
Have to be organised, you know. So they.
I do not want. I don't have to wear matching socks if I don't want to.
Starts like laying down on the floor and throwing a temper tantrum. No.
I'm just gonna wear the two which first come out of the tumble dryer. All right.
Yeah. Odd socks. That is one, actually. I wear a lot of odd socks.
Would it bother you to see somebody, you know, like it's quite common for people to wear like socks and they have the days of the week on it?
Yeah.
Does it ever bother you if somebody's wearing the day of the week and it's not that day of the week? Would that bother you?
I can say I've got some of those socks and I just whack. I'll wear 2 different days of the week.
I don't look at people's feet.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. That bothers me a bit.
Yeah. It's
like I don't know why it bothers me. I think I'm not the sort of person. I'm happy to admit that if I had socks with the days of the week on them, I would probably do what you do, Drew. And I think that's one of the reasons I refuse to have them, because I refuse to give in to that sort of psychopathy. like I refuse to wear Thursday socks on a Monday, mate.
On a Monday.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
Great.
I'm not having that. Like, what does that? What? I mean, I don't even know what that does to your mind.
I think it just annoyed me all day. Like, it confused me. I think it's the wrong day.
Do you reckon you would convince yourself it was the wrong day?
I'd be like wearing like Thursdays.
You'd be like, the socks do not lie. The socks do not lie. Like the socks to you are like your shaman.
The socks do not lie.
Yeah. Imogen, it's Monday, but the socks.
The socks say it's Saturday. Imogen, why weren't you in college? Well, my socks aren't saying it's college day.
Imagine that. You don't even say anything. You just go. You just pull up your jeans. You're like, and then you just point. You're like, yeah, mate. Yeah. Look, read them and weep, sucker.
Is it Wednesday? No.
Can you read?
It's Saturday.
Imagine that confused face, and then you just really sassily walk off.
Yeah.
And just like end off. They're like, what? And then they probably like question themselves. Like,
probably like, what?
Is it? Like quit their job.
Or they'd like put me into one of those like mental hospitals for like evaluation.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. Anybody listening, like, do you guys wear socks with the days of the week on? And if you do, does it bother you or not if you wear them on the wrong day? And does it bother you if you know somebody else that has socks with the days of the week on and they don't wear them on the correct day? Or do you know what? Or like, you know, even like mixing and matching, like wearing like a Friday and a Tuesday.
Ooh, that's confusing.
Mate, you're like playing with
Which
time.
day is it?
You're playing God.
You got to at least
Do you know what I
do Monday to Sunday or Monday and Friday. You know,
Yeah.
like
You're like defying
the
the laws of time. Do you know what I mean?
Your legs are marching in different directions.
Yeah, and you're like on the right, it's like the 29th, and on the left, it's like the 25th or whatever. You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, what about ones with like dates on it? Do you have that? Do you get those?
I don't think you get them, do you?
Do you not? I don't know. That'd be cool.
That would be like what? So like, what
like-
do you mean? Like the 30th?
You like change them all up and like you can.
What, like every day of the month?
Yeah, imagine, that'd be sick.
Granddad or something.
Huh? You've got one that says world's best granddad. Have you actually? That is such a Drew thing.
He's getting ready.
Granddad socks.
Your nan gave you some of your granddad's socks?
Yeah.
And that said world's best granddad.
Yeah, I've even got some of those that I wear sometimes. What is even going on?
That's hilarious, mate. You're not even a granddad.
He's getting ready for
He's not even a granddad yet, and he's claiming he's the world's best granddad. Mate, the audacity of that. The audacity. His son's like 1.
Yeah.
Jumping the gun. Jumping the gun, isn't he? That is probably
Got a
hilarious.
few years to go.
I love the idea that like somebody that doesn't really know you much, but it's like, I don't know, like somebody's like round your house to like fix your tap or something, and then they just like see you walking around, like,
What?
But you've also got like a baby as well. And
yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
On one leg it
This
says
is a
Monday, and on the other one it
life.
says world's best granddad.
At least it doesn't say world's best grandma.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
But-
well, yeah.
See, this is when it comes to socks, I'm like so boring. I just wear black socks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like the Undertaker of
I got
socks.
I got some boots the other day. I finally got a pair of waterproof shoes because like my
Nice.
really expensive like walking shoes that were like that like yeah cost me loads of money and they're real smart.
I remember them.
Just aren't waterproof.
they
Yeah,
sucks.
like so like that was really annoying.
What,
So
and
I
they
just
claim
went
they're
and got-
waterproof?
Yeah, so I think they
Suckers,
must have
mate.
had this coating on or something. I remember they were a bit at first, but yeah, just definitely not anymore. So I was like, right, I just need to get myself a pair of waterproof boots.
What did you go for, man?
And I got some like DeWalt ones from like Screwfix because they were like on offer. They're just
Becoming a
like,
handyman.
cool. They're like got a steel toe cap and they're like leather. So I
Oh,
thought,
watch
how
out,
can
guys.
that be waterproof? But
They
they
are.
are. They must have another layer underneath the leather or something.
Mate, these
that
are
makes them, like,
waterproof.
waterproof.
These are waterproof. They're
That's
leather.
it.
They're
And,
leather.
it's like, and now I've got them though. They're so good. And I think
tested as well.
I'll never go back now. I'm just gonna always wear just waterproof boots because they're handy as anything. You know, you can go
Yeah.
out anywhere. They're comfortable for walking in still and that.
And they're
But yeah, I
steel
got a
toe
load
caps.
of socks from Screwfix then as well.
And
Nobody
Just
wants to
black
cross
ones.
it.
And they're
Black
still toe caps. So if you dare try and mock his socks, he'll kick your frickin' shins to oblivion. Oh, there they are, mate.
Just toes.
Handyman Drew.
Oh no!
What's he done? Oh, Drew's staying home now. What have you done? What have you
My
done?
Charvel just fell onto the cold hard floor.
Oh no! The most
She's
beautiful
alright,
electric.
she's alright. Yeah, she's alright. That's
Oh,
okay.
thank God for that.
Oh, I thought it was broken then, but it's
Imagine
not. It's just
turn-
the end of the guitar.
turn
that
around,
goes
broken
Yeah,
the
it's
head.
just a really big bang. And it was like the
Oh.
headstocks can snap on those quite easy because they're like at an angle.
Yeah.
But luckily, nothing happened.
Luckily, it had its steel toe caps on as well.
Yeah.
You bought a pair of
That's it.
DeWalt's for your Charvel as well.
Oh man.
I guess
They're
that's
good-
one
they're
handy
so
thing.
good.
Do you feel like really tempted to just like drop heavy objects on your feet now, just to be like, haha, not bothered?
Oh yeah. The other day, I had a massive oak table that was in the house, and I took that to the unit because we've just got a smaller circular table because it was just way too big for our place. This big oak table. So I got a mate who's got a pickup truck to give me a lift with it. But when I got
Did you
it
get
there,
them
it was
free with the
so-
DeWalt's, by the way? Did you get that mate free with the
Oh,
DeWalt's?
mate.
With free with this pair of DeWalt boots, you get a mate with a pickup truck.
Yeah, that's it. It's the guy from the men's shed. He came and got
Nice.
me in his pickup truck and gave me a hand with the oak table. But he just helped me drop it off. But I put all the legs back on and did all of that. But it was so heavy that like and so big that and it was all made out of oak. So it was just insanely like heavy in that to like get it from sideways with the legs all sticking out to like on its front. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like a bit of a task.
Yeah, sure.
But I could like pull it up and stick me DeWalt boots underneath it and have it resting on my toes to get a bit of leverage, so you can get your hands under. Because I couldn't even get my hands under it and stuff. And then that was the leverage I needed to like lift it up. So even for that, it's like handy, innit? Waterproof, steel toe cut boots. I could like get the oak table up myself without another person. So
have that.
Yeah.
I feel like that should almost be like a new nickname for you, Drew. Just DeWalt.
my
router
mate
is
DeWalt as well, and I love it.
Your what is, sorry?
My router.
Oh, your router,
like tool, like yeah, for like
the carpentry
cavities and that. Yeah, and that's really cool. But yeah, DeWalt, it's the one where everything's like super bright yellow.
Yeah. I've seen a meme before,
like,
and it's like past a certain age, every man picks an identity, and then there's just like a picture of a Makita drill, a picture of a Bosch drill, and a picture of a DeWalt drill. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, and there's that other brand. I think there's another brand which is like Milwaukee, and they're red.
Oh yeah,
and it's like an American brand. Yeah.
You've
gone full DeWalt.
I've gone full DeWalt, because I've got DeWalt boots now and a DeWalt router, and the boots have actually got like a little yellow bit at the back on some of the rubber, and there's like a little yellow like few lines and stuff.
Pat Mack is a DeWalt guy. I always notice that because he does this basic dude stuff on his Instagram. Go follow Pat McNamara if you don't already. And Pat McNamara did a Pandora's box with us like about a year and a bit ago,
and it was awesome.
Yeah, one of the best guests we've ever had. Like one of the best special forces guys of all time. Just absolute legend. Also like really into his music, like Metler, Gardner, just all round cool guy. And I always notice that when he does his basic dude stuff, he does like a video every week, he puts it on Instagram, it's like basic dude stuff. It's basically different stuff that he thinks that every dude should know. So some of it will just be like knowing how to like change your windscreen wipers on a car.
Oh yeah.
Another one will be like knowing how to I don't know, like fix your plumbing yourself. Do you know what I mean? It could be like, or like, growing like some potatoes yourself. And it will almost like say, that doing this is basic dude stuff. Whenever he does like a more of like a DIY related one, I notice he always does a DeWalt drill. So you are, mate. Yeah. You're in good company.
Do you know Black and Decker? Do you remember Black and Decker?
I remember Black and Decker. Yeah.
So I think
everyone in Britain knows Black and Decker.
I don't.
I think DeWalt is like a professional version of Black and Decker. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Someone told me that. Right. It's like the upmarket Black and Decker. So it's like the same company, but their professional line is DeWalt.
So if Black and Decker's like Squirtle, DeWalt's like Blastoise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and the guy with the pickup truck, he's a Makita guy. Like,
I thought you were going to say he's a Wartortle. All right, no.
No, but what he's good about picking. Like, it really is like that.
He's
Makita. He goes to the men's shed, and every tool that he's got, from his bandsaw to all his
all Makita.
Everything is all just Makita. And and Danny Sherrell's other half is like full Makita as well. Like,
I feel like that's the most like the most. I don't know if like popular or common is the best way to describe it, but I swear like people.
Japanese Makita.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
They're like the Subaru or Toyota of tools.
Yeah, and I remember like there's this certain there's a hand like saw, but you can only get it on like the Japanese market, and someone imported, and they're like, this is the best thing ever, But
I really want a bandsaw just because of how handy they are.
Yeah,
so handy.
I've got a little one which I've been using, but it's too small. I want a full big one. Yeah, so you can like.
The amount of times I've like over the years I've like had to saw something, and doing it with a handsaw, even if you're like a strong guy, is just it gets annoying quick. And also to do it like tidy as well, to do it in a way that you're not going off trajectory halfway through the cut and stuff. Whereas the idea that do you know what I mean? Like I want one. I want one. So handy, man. So handy.
I've been looking at one for ages now. Just like keep looking on like secondhand ones and stuff to get like a decent one.
Even like we're talking about when we did the Unplugged set with Deb Rose the other week, which is going to be coming out real soon, guys. So keep your eyes peeled for that on YouTube, because that would be cool. But
I'll watch the pod from last week.
Yeah, I'll watch the pod from last week. Yeah, definitely to hear it. Yeah, to hear it. But you'll be able to see it soon. But anyway, I've got these like candles on the visual version that you'll see. I've got like some candles in there on like candlestick holders. And I said true, they're not quite tall enough. So I'd almost just like to get like almost like a some wood, and then just like saw the bits off, maybe just like I don't know, just like 8 inches or something, just to make it that bit taller, you know, and they could sand it a little bit and then sort of paint it white, but then sand it a bit again because it's sort of like shabby chic white. But like doing that with a handsaw, that's like an hour-long job. If you had a bandsaw, that's like a 10-minute job. Not if that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So.
Oh, the other
This
one
is such
as
a
well.
men conversation.
Sorry,
I have no
like
idea what's going
you
on.
guys are talking about bandsaws and
Just
make.
I have
put it
no
into
idea
freaking
what that
perspective
is.
as well. Like time-wise.
There you go. That's what it is.
What one of the like circle ones in like the middle of the thing, and then
the
you...
circle one is like a table saw, the way
Yeah.
where it's like flat and there's just a circle that
Mhm.
goes around. That's a table saw. But a bandsaw is like where you got 2 wheels, like a wheel at the top and a wheel at the bottom, and a massive blade that goes around those 2 wheels, and it's basically spinning all the time, and you can cut
Oh,
wood
yeah.
really easy with it.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those.
you probably had them in school and stuff. I remember.
Yeah.
I
we had
watch
one
bedroom
in school.
makeovers, like people making
See?
makeovers.
Now
of
you're
the
talking
bedroom.
our language.
Yeah.
Because you might not be into
Yeah.
tools, but you're into renovation.
Yeah,
Because women love that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I literally was gonna do. It was my choices at college. I was gonna choose was in between media
Was impotence studies.
and interior design. So
all right.
yeah,
Ah,
I would have learnt about those things, but I chose
Pinterest.
media.
That's as close as I get to interior design.
I love
That's
I love
amazing to look
Pinterest.
at.
Talking about like
Yes.
funny memes, I've seen that meme as well. Have you seen that one? And it's like every guy at the weekend or whatever. It's like every married guy at the weekend, and it's like, I finally get to relax. And then it's like your wife's just got this idea to like renovate a room, but she has no idea how much work's going to go into it or what's necessary or anything. But she's just decided to fixate on that. She needs it to be like that, and you know that you're as the partner just going to be like, oh my god. This is my weekend gone.
Oh, in our house
Yeah.
it's different. My dad on his one day off, like a year, he'll go, I can get this one room completely decorated, and he'll start it and then it'll lay like half done for like the rest of the year
Yeah.
until he remembers it. So our downstairs bathroom, he spent about a week trying to redo it, and then he didn't get it fully done. So it's got a bit of paint on the wall, but like
Yeah.
only the first coat, so you
Right.
can still see underneath.
Yeah.
And he just left it at that. So
And I do sympathise, and I think all dads and husbands out there will sympathise, because when you do have like a job as well and stuff like that, and other like just household tasks,
yeah.
it can be quite a lot, you know. Sometimes
Yeah.
these things fall by the wayside a little
Right,
bit.
the household.
It's funny though, because he won't go back to
Yeah.
finish that one. He'll go to a different one instead. So when he does get another free day, he'll go to a different room and then leave the other one.
Do you reckon that's because
Yeah.
psychologically you associate it with like stress a little bit after, so it's almost like you don't want to confront it?
I think
Do you
it's
reckon?
I think it's because he wants to get all the rooms in the house done, but then forgets he's not done the other ones. So he's like, oh, I'll just
Surely
start
he
this
can't
one, then I
forget.
can go back to it.
I'm a lot of that with starting things and not finishing them, so that it could be like that's what Meg always says to me as well. Like because I was making this little table for Ruben, like a little stool, but like then I got into guitar stuff and that just took over, and it's like I've just got half a stool, and she's like, when are you gonna finish that stool? And I'm like, you know, you almost get shiny syndrome of the next thing, and so that bit's not left finished, but I don't generally like finish it 100% before I move on to the next thing.
You're
I'm
like,
do that for a bit, and then
I think-
I'll go and do that for a bit. So there's that kind of.
I think that's
as well,
almost
I
like a
think,
passion thing, isn't it? With certain people, apparently Leonardo da Vinci was like this. You get that initial like creative passion
this is so
of
funny.
like, I've had this idea, I really want to do this
I
idea,
can't do it.
but then unfortunately
force.
with that style of motivation, if you want to call it motivation, because it is kind of motivation based rather than discipline based, once the passion and the motivation wears out, you
Lose
have
interest
no
in it.
oomph left in you to do the
Yeah.
project. So then a lot of projects end up half done or 3/4 done. Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, apparently like
That's
Michelangelo,
like it for me.
who was, you know, ended up, you know, Michelangelo's David, like the statue. Apparently, like, you know, Michelangelo might not have been as revolutionary or as maybe like broad thinking and revolutionary as Da Vinci. But at the end of the day, if like you wanted someone that you'd give them a deadline and they would get it done, like you'd ask Michelangelo. Do you know what I mean? Like he might not be quite as famous as Da Vinci, but he was like a solid guy. Like, you know, you give him a deadline, right? We've got this idea, but it has to be done by this date, and he'd be like, yep, and it would be done on the date. Whereas like apparently if you'd asked Da Vinci, like it was just a bit like the chances are he probably wouldn't have done it by that date, you know. So it's like,
I'm just thinking of the Ninja Turtles. I know who Michelangelo is, but I
Yeah.
am just thinking of the Ninja
yeah, I mean
Turtles.
that's fair enough though. I mean the Ninja Turtles are cool, aren't they?
Donatello.
Did you watch Ninja Turtles too?
Yeah.
Who's your
Yeah.
favourite turtle?
I liked. Let me think of the name. Oh, I can't remember.
Donatello's
I can't put
purple.
The names
Raphael
together.
red.
Yeah, Raphael.
Michelangelo, orange. Leonardo, blue.
Raphael. Yeah.
Oh, you like them bad boy?
Yeah.
He was like the mean one.
Did Leonardo have 2 knives?
Yes, like the two
I
knives.
liked,
He also sometimes used swords.
I liked Michelangelo's the orange one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I liked him.
He was the one that was like, "Cowabunga, dude!" And
he
was
like
wisecracker.
the cool kid.
Yeah,
but
he was like
I
the
liked him
wisecracker.
more as a he seemed like more of like a sweet like child style, like friends.
Yeah, he was like
whereas
the...
Michelangelo, the other one.
He was
what
like
was
the
he called?
dude. He was like the dude.
The red one was like more.
Raphael.
Yeah, I got their names confused because they were all very similar.
Yeah, Raphael was like the one that, like, if you were like a bad guy, you'd least want to be left alone in a room with Raphael because he would probably.
Oh, I wanted to be left alone in the room with him the most.
Really?
Yeah, I liked him.
You have a thing for turtles?
No, I don't.
No, I'm only joking.
No.
It was just the way you said that. It sounded almost like borderline, like you had a crush on him. Do you know what I mean?
No.
But,
hear me out.
No, yeah, you just want to be mates with him. That's cool. You just want to chill out with him and be like, yeah, let's F up some bad guys. And he'd be like really intensely. You'd be like, yeah!
I'm a turtle too.
Yeah, Imogen the turtle. Yeah, what do you know which one was your favourite, Drew, or do you not really have a favourite turtle?
No, I remember the one with the 2 knives, but
Leonardo.
But,
He was the leader.
Personalities and stuff, and I remember I used to love it, but it's so bad how I can't remember like the personalities of each one and stuff, and what. Yeah, and I remember the rat.
Purple was like the.
I remember the rat. I don't know what.
Wasn't purple the like nerdy one?
Donatello.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love an underdog, and do you know what? I've had flack for this in the past.
Yeah.
Right, but I actually would probably say my favourite is Donatello.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know why.
He's smart.
I love an underdog. I feel like he's probably the least famous of all the turtles in a way. Like if you're
He's the only one I can remember the name of.
Right, and he had a staff, and I actually love a quarterstaff as a weapon.
Ah.
Quarterstaff.
I love how you've gone through the weapons and thought, I
course
like
I
that
have.
weapon.
Of course I have.
I think that's why I like the double knifer because they had the things on the sides, didn't they? It was like a thin knife.
Oh wait a minute. Or was that Raphael that had the 2 knives?
It's like this. It's like a fork almost, isn't it? Like a weird fork.
Yeah. Do you know what? I remember.
Really
No, actually, I think Raphael had the knives. Sorry, Drew. I think Leonardo had swords.
Yeah.
Raphael had the 2 like daggers.
We're just have to search up the intro to the show,
Turtles,
TV show now.
Donatello had a quarterstaff, and I think Michelangelo had nunchucks. I know there's somebody watching right now that's like a die-hard Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think you're right though. I think
and they're going to be like
did have nunchucks.
the red one. Yeah, it was the red one.
Yeah, with the knives.
That's the one that I like as well.
He's like the mean one.
Oh, no one's favourite is the blue one.
My favourite thing.
No. I reckon most people's favourite one's Leonardo.
Is it?
Yeah, Leonardo's really popular. Leonardo's really popular.
Maybe.
Yeah, again, talking about Josh, his favourite was always Leonardo. Josh always liked whoever was the leader or whatever, you know.
Have you watched Have you watched any of the newer Ninja Turtle movies or anything?
Yeah, I watched one with Evie about a year ago, and she freaking loved it actually, which I was super happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually loved it. I love those ones from was it like the late 80s or the early 90s? Those movies were really good. And the person that plays Super Shredder in those movies is the wrestler Kevin Nash. Also, you know Diesel or Kevin Nash? He's in the NWO and that. Yeah, he was like in WWE originally, or WWF as it was known at the time. He was Diesel, and he was like Shawn Michaels' bodyguard in WWF. And then he went to WCW, and then he was part of the NWO with Scott Hall, formerly known as Razor Ramon, and Hulk Hogan. And they was in the NWO. And he was like, he's like 7'1" in real life or something, like ridiculously tall guy.
Mate, there's loads of Ninja Turtles movies, isn't there?
Mate, there's loads, yeah.
1, 2.
But those live action ones from the early 90s or the late 80s, they were like, in my mind, they're the best. They're so good. Yeah. I used to love watching them. I even have like a brief memory of I'm talking back when we just had terrestrial TV. And I remember it was like my first ever room. I had just my room because when I was a really little kid, I shared a room with my brother. And I remember I had my very own room for the first time, and I had like this tiny little telly, which was probably only like 10 inches by 10 inches or something. And it was one of those ones, it was like,
that's everyone's starter TV.
It was like deeper than it was wide. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because we're talking like 90s. And I remember like the excitement I had because I think like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 came on, like the live action one, and just being like in my head, I was like, this night is awesome. Because that's the thing back in the day when you're that young. Also, you don't read the TV guide. Like back in those days, you'd have a TV guide.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does your nan still have a TV guide? Because I know old people still love them. My grandma,
No idea.
to this day, gets a TV guide delivered like every week.
No, I don't think she does. My nan's got quite like a modern
Is she
TV.
futuristic? Well, she has an
Yeah.
Instagram, doesn't she?
She has Netflix and
Do you know, my grandmother
Paramount.
doesn't even have a mobile phone.
Prime. Does she
My
not?
nan has a
She doesn't-
75
My nan has an
inch
iPad and a
TV.
phone. She loves it.
Like,
My
what the
granddad
hell?
has the same phone as me. I have the iPhone 16E, and he has the exact same phone as me.
Like my grandmother in
They're
Wimbledon,
techie.
she doesn't even have a mobile phone. She doesn't have the internet.
No.
The most advanced
Whoa.
technology she has is Sky.
My nan loves her
That's
Wi-Fi
good.
and her iPad. She's an
Yeah.
iPad kid.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, my grandmother wouldn't even know what an iPad is, I bet.
Oh, my nan loves Candy Crush.
Yeah.
She's been grinding it for years.
I remember, yeah, sorry, Drew, I just remember what you were saying. Yeah, it's funny as well about your nan having a 75-inch telly as well, because it's like it's just quite a small flat, but then in the living room, she's
Yeah.
just got the biggest telly I've ever seen.
Yeah, 70, and it broke the other day. Like, my nan always insures their electrical stuff, so she's got a TV like as a separate insurance.
Sensible
like,
lady.
she's got a TV. I know, and she's actually like used all like got new ones. Like, she
Wow.
always just gets a new TV off the insurance or whatever. So she's just got a brand new 75-inch TV as well that I saw on the weekend.
Nice.
It's
But
easy
the
to
old
see.
one is the one that you would have saw.
Right.
Is it's just in a garage, and apparently there's something wrong with the screen.
Dude,
like
get
the
it,
guy
fix
said
it.
the screen's gone. But I'm like, I'm just gonna
Mate.
take it and get a new screen
Mate,
for it or
do
something,
it.
because it's like it's
Do
a
it.
massive TV.
Do, and then you can have Drew Home
Movie
Cinemas
nights will
back
be
back up
sick.
and running again.
You gotta
Yeah.
get like those LED lights that go on the TV and sync to the TV. So when you're watching stuff, it like
I didn't know
lights
they
up the same
existed.
colours. It's so cool. You should see when they're like when people were watching like Ratatouille or like
I would never.
Cars,
I would
and
never
it's
watch
like what your daughter would.
Yeah,
And
sure.
like the colours like light up with it, and it's so cool. It like brings everything out the TV. It's so cool.
That's
Have you not
nice.
heard of
nice.
them?
No.
They're
This is
sick.
why it's
Nan's
great
got that on her
to have an
TV, so-
18-year-old. Oh, by the way, since Imogen was last with us, she's turned 18 and she's passed her
Hey.
driving test.
When are we going for a pint then?
Yeah,
Yes.
Imogen, get
Not
on the
when I
pint.
have to drive home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine that. Yeah, like next time we're all here together, she's gonna go drinking. Imagine that Imogen
And
with just such
driving,
a,
I'm experiencing
just
everything.
with a bunch of 35-year-olds, 35-year-old bearded men.
I'm still
I actually
18 at
haven't-
heart.
I haven't had.
That would be trial by
I
fire.
haven't
I'll
had
tell you
any
that.
alcohol since I've been like legally allowed to.
You'd probably
I ain't
still
gone out at all. I
you'd-
bought alcohol,
Well,
but that
that's
was for a birthday present for my friend.
you'd probably still outdrink Drew.
Yeah, probably, to be fair.
Oh, we'll
I'll
see
have a good
about
go
that.
He'd have a good go. I tell you what, he does always give it a good go. I can tell you
Actually,
that.
this would
I
be
can
such
tell
a
you
fun
that.
challenge. Who can get drunk the fastest? Do one of those like
It-
drunk pods.
I'm gonna
It
make.
would be
I'm
your
gonna
drink.
make slow rum. I picked a load of
Wow, that's
sloes
very
off
big
the
of yourself.
trees.
Well, it's true.
I might be a dark horse. You never know.
I would be shocked if you could outdrink me, Imogen. I would be
I
so
definitely
shocked.
can't. I definitely can't.
I don't like know if like there are definitely people I know that can really handle their booze. Like I say, Josh can handle his booze really well. So can my uncle John. But even so, if you were just going purely on like who can do pints and shots until they throw up first,
Oh,
I'm
I'm throwing
pre-
up
I'm
first.
pretty-
I hate.
I'm pretty confident
Ugh.
with that sort of thing.
Just thinking about
Mm.
alcohol makes me feel sick.
Well then,
So-
yeah. Well then, what you want about
I'm
that?
losing.
Of course. Well then, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's just the taste of it. I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I find it crazy you hear people like that drink like 20 pints and stuff in a night. I'm like,
Ooh.
I've never, I don't think I've ever done like 20 pints.
You're definitely
know,
a bit of
like-
an alcoholic if you do that, though, aren't you? You know what I mean? Do you mean
Yeah,
like? Do you mean like just
you
like
get the real
casually?
big barreled guys that could literally
Big beer
like
belly
do like
bloke.
20 pints.
Oh, Michael
you know?
John, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. JP's a bit like that. JP's like a mad person to go drinking with, because obviously I used to go to the pub with him quite a lot when I was younger, because him and my old man were really into rugby. And so, like, say around 2003, which is when the
Three
England
gulps, it's
rugby,
gone.
Yeah.
the England rugby team won the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
And I was 13 at the time, and we'd always go to the local pub, Crossways. I don't know if you know
Yes,
that.
I know.
Yeah,
I've been there loads of times.
have you?
Yeah.
It's a good pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by Huntsville, of course. Yeah, obviously it's not far
right,
from
it's
you.
right by me.
Yeah, of course, it's right by you.
I
It's
used to go there with my best friend.
Used to be a great pub back in the day. I don't know if it still is, but like, you know, I remember you used to get like Bass on tap, and it was like the nicest
Food's
Bass
great.
ever. Like great real. Yeah, they used to do great steak and chips. So we'd love it. We'd go there, watch the rugby, have like a steak and chips, and then just like drink pints. And but yeah, my uncle John I was thinking was a really interesting bus because he was one of those ones there. He could just like knock back pints, but like real casually, and he wouldn't really seem like drunk and that. And then it would just like get to the end of the day, and I'd be thinking like, how many pints has JP had? But he'd just be like so casual about it, you know? Just be like another day, just like another day,
Yeah.
another day, another
Yeah.
14 pints. just like most people, even like people that like going out on the lash, would just be like freaking hanging. You know,
I even remember we did a pub crawl around Bridgewater like once, and it was like Dan Truman and me and Josh and like Nikki C and
Truman loves loves going out on the lash.
Yeah,
he'll always just like tag on to whoever's just out. Do you know what I mean?
It started with pints, and like we started by the train station on the pub that's over the train station in Bridgewater.
What, so, over the bridge? I don't even know what
over the bridge.
What
yeah,
pub that
I didn't
is.
even know there was a pub.
I've never ventured to that pub.
Yeah, you walk over the bridge, and there's a pub just there on the right. So we started there, and then came back up
down St. John Street.
St. John Street.
There's that little rough one. I can't remember the name of it.
And there was that real rough, the Bridgewater and Exeter or whatever.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And like. Yeah, so we were going all up there, and by the time we'd got like up like half of that road, like to past a bunch of grapes and stuff, and like I had to switch to JD and Coke because I couldn't just have any more pints. You know what I mean?
It's too much volume.
A pint in each one. Yeah, it's like the volume thing as well. Yeah, like I was like I have to switch to like something shorter.
It's quite a lot of liquid, isn't it? I think if you think about like if you imagine just drinking like 4 pints of water, you'd be like Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? It's a lot of liquid.
We got to get the end of that pub crawl for me and Josh and Nikki C. We got to like the chicken place that was like before the bridge. You know, there's like that American chicken.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that was a bit dodgy chicken. I remember. Do you know that guy Cage? Do you remember Cage? He went out with our mate Georgie for a while. He was a sound guy. Kieran Surya's real name. Shout out Cage. I remember I was with him and we both got chicken, and I was just lucky because it must have mine must have been okay, but he got like savage food poisoning. I'm pretty sure the place ended up getting like shut down because of like food hygiene standards. And I remember thinking like, well, I'm not surprised, because Cage got super ill.
I remember on that pub crawl, Nicky C, it was the last time he was eating chicken because he was like going to turn vegan for like a bit or a vegetarian or something. And this was like a random point. I just remember. And he was like, let's just go in this chicken place because I want to have chicken for one last time.
I didn't know he went vegan for a while.
Yeah, that was years ago when this was, but I don't know how many months he lasted or whatever, but like yeah.
How long you lasted?
I just remember that from it. You know, we got there, and then like people went over to bar 27, but like we kind of split out. Everyone was so drunk by that point of that part of like going up St. John Street and wherever we got to there. That's where it kind of dismembered into other
it
groups,
it's just disintegrated.
Nicky C.
Devolution. Devolution.
Yeah.
Just like splintered off. I remember when after Death by Kai's last gig, I remember when me and you and Bullwinkle ended up in that nightclub that used to be Remedies.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
And like Truman was just, I remember like, you know what Truman's like, he was just like real funny. I remember like pretty much everyone else had gone in and he was like, right boys, we going in. We were like, yeah man. He was like, right, yeah, let's go boys. You know, he just like loving it. Like wouldn't usually just hang out one-on-one with Truman, but he just loved it because we were just the ones that were going out on the lash, and then we just randomly partied with Truman.
Yeah, and we were all like dancing there, weren't we?
Mate, that was a really
probably like the last time I've been out in a club or something.
That was like the most bridgy night out, but I remember we had so much fun. I remember like a guy like started on Bullwinkle in the whatever club that used to be Remedies, and Drew got so wasted that there was like this like proper NFB girl, and Drew was doing it as like a laugh, as like a mick take. He wasn't actually being serious, but she was just without being horrible, she wasn't the best looking lady, let's just put it this way. And she was very NFB, right? Okay. She was very NFB, but she was just proper, just being a bit like. And then I remember Drew was just like almost like just like riding her knee, and it was just like like pretending to like slam around. But she was just proper loving it and almost acting like they were like proper like flirting with each other. But Drew was just like laughing his ass off, and we were just like, what the hell? And and then just this really weird little like skinny pikey guy like started on Bullwinkle. Oh man, that was such a funny night. And then I remember we walked back to the taxi, to Broadway taxis, because we went halves on a taxi back to Stagursey, Drew. And I remember the last thing we saw of Bullwinkle was he walked with us to the taxi post, but Bullwinkle lives in Durley, which obviously isn't very, just like 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, yeah, man, are you going to be all right to get home? You can get in the taxi if you want, and we'll just drop you off on the way. And he was like, nah, man, I want the walk. And I went, you're going to be all right getting home? Yeah. And he went, yeah, man, no worries. And as he said, he was saying that as he was like walking backwards from like the taxi, like, shop, whatever you want to call it, taxi
Yeah.
place, to like
Taxi
the road. So he
rank.
was like, so he was like walking backwards, and then as just literally, you couldn't have made this up. It was like something from a movie. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'll get back, no worries." And then he was like walking backwards, turned around, and then literally a taxi came down the road and like hit him. And then he was like, and then they were like in the taxi, they were like. And he was like, sorry. Luckily, they hit him at like 4 miles an hour and like just basically tapped him. Do you know what I mean? So he was fine. But it was just like really comical. Like, yeah, man, I'll get back. No worries. Oh, they got like hit by a car. It's like, you sure about that, pal? You sure about that? Because
he's not getting home in one piece.
Because you just got hit by a car, like right as you said that, and you barely even started. But
For like not even a minute.
yeah, that was a funny man anyway. Imo, do you want to spiel the wheel?
Spiel the wheel.
Do you want to spiel the wheel? Do you want to spiel the wheel? Spiel the win?
That wheel.
Spiel the wheel.
Spiel the wheel, Imo.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
Spin the wheel.
I'm just going with it. What is it this time? It's... Oh,
Fact
spin it
number
again.
4. Fact number 4.
No, that's 1.
Is it? No, it's on 4.
What?
Yellow is 4.
That definitely says 1, Imo.
That says 1.
Oh, no, it says 4. I'm retarded. No, it's like... Sorry, your 4 looks a lot bit like the one that's next to it. Sorry. No, that's my bad. Yes, fact 4. Sorry.
Fact 4. Okay.
I was testing you.
Testing my numbers.
It's good that they're all different, actually, the facts. Like, they landed on different facts.
Yeah, I know. I was
Yeah.
thinking that.
I wonder what
I'm
the
glad
odds
it didn't land on fact 3 because it's really, really long. Like, really long. I don't think I'll be able to read it.
What's bad about that?
Oh, I can't read that much.
Oh, dyslexia hits again.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, fact 4, however, 3 days in the forest can boost cancer-killing cells activity by nearly 80%. Spending 3 days in the forest has been shown to boost natural killer NK cell activity, a key part of the body's defense against cancer. In a landmark study, 12 healthy men experienced a 3-day, 2-night forest trip, and nearly all showed around 50% higher NK activity, along with increases in NK cell count and anti-cancer proteins like preferin and granzymes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Nature, baby.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool.
Nature bathe.
That like you just live in the forest and it can help you.
I wonder if you
I
like
always
broke
say
that
on my
down.
morning walks, it's like always just feels so much better, and that's just from a quick walk in nature. Just like starting your day off like that is like really like sets.
Do you
me
do
up
it like the
in a good
moment
way
you get
in
up
the
as
morning.
well? Like the moment?
Not the moment. I normally hang out with Ruben for like the first hour and a half because we're up at 6 a.m. like religiously every day, or sometimes a little bit before that. So I'll just like for that first hour and a bit with him, and then as soon as Meg gets up, then I go and take Roots for a walk on like it's still like super early, but like up on the Whitcliffe, and I just do a lap up there. But I'm always like, oh god, I've got to take the dog for a walk now. But then when I'm up there, I'm like. Like it proper like feels refreshing, you know, sets the day up well.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's probably like lots of different factors, isn't it? Because obviously there's like the blanket statement of like spending time in nature or spending time in the forest, whatever. But then it's like I think you probably break that down into like different reasons why that is. Obviously, some of it would probably just be like the fact that you're like moving.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's not like you're just sat on a sofa; you're like moving.
Your body's in more like high stakes scenario almost.
Yeah.
Depending on what type of forest you're in, how you left.
Yeah, maybe.
Were they left in like security or left just ditched in a forest?
What, so you think that like if it's like more like dangerous, it'd be better?
Well, yeah, because your survival instincts and all the survival stuff. So, is it like survival type cells? Like
Maybe.
you gotta survive.
I didn't really think of it like that. I was just thinking more like obviously like exercise is good for you. You're moving. Also like fresh air is good for you.
I didn't even think about the
loads of fresh air because obviously it's like plant life that breathes out fresh oxygen. So you're like breathing in like crystal clear like fresh oxygen straight from the udder, if you know, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
Let's go stand in a forest just to breathe.
Yeah,
see
yeah.
if the air's finer.
It is one of the things I feel like makes you like feel most euphoric though. Like you go for a good hike, like through the woods, on the hills, whatever it may be.
I always find that
Yeah,
I can't
both
breathe when I go
Holford.
for a hike.
Yeah. Like you go like, you know, it's like just I mean, I've done it so many times, but like I don't really get bored of it because I mean as much as it's like nice to switch up in terms of just like the new scenery and stuff, I also it's like part of it is almost just like just for the exercise / mental benefits. And I think sometimes rather than spending like an hour thinking of where to go, it's just nice to just get in the car and quickly get it done. So yeah, the amount of times I've just walked right through Holford up onto the hills and then like branched back round to back round to the left and then walked over the hills like back down into the car park. Boom. Do you like a good walk, Emma?
Very good.
It depends. Like, I like walking sometimes if it's warm. Maybe not in the winter.
No?
I like walking when I'm in Lanzarote. I love walking in Lanzarote, but kind of depends where.
You're not a fan of walking on a cold day?
No.
So you're not really a hiker?
I like it when it's cooler.
It depends.
Because you get too hot sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like it if it's overly hot. I like it to be that's like a perfect temperature. But I can't really walk at the moment because I got bad hips. I'm waiting until I can do that, and then I'll get back to you on that question.
It's because she's only 18 and she's got bad hips.
Yeah.
But
old woman at heart.
Today is your last day of ballet, isn't it?
No, it's almost. I've got today.
What are you doing again? Test or something?
Do you reckon the
an exam.
Like, messed your hips up?
No, ballet's actually really good for my
you,
hips.
yeah.
So I'm hypermobile, so that's why I've got bad hips. Ballet's supposed to be good. Yeah, so my...
Look at her joints. She's crazy. You can't really tell because you got she can do loads of weird stuff. You know, like you see that sometimes, like when people's like her joints bend more than the average person.
That's what people call it. Yeah. Basically, ballet is supposed to be really good for it because it gets them moving. It's the
motion is lotion.
So exactly.
Grease in the groove.
Yeah.
Grease in the groove.
But I've only got 4. I've got today, and then I've got 3 more lessons, and then I've got my ballet exam, and I'm done with ballet.
She's leaving her career behind after a distinguished.
Would you not do any more of it? Have you just thought I don't want to do that anymore?
Well, I could, but it would be like the adult classes, and that's just redoing all the grades again. So I might do them for like a bit of fun, but it won't be like serious, like doing exams and stuff like that, which is good because I don't really like the exams. But it's like it's just a bit sad
like
that I'm at the end of the line.
Ballet thing where they just like learn Swan Lake or something.
Have you done Swan Lake?
When I first learnt to do points, the first time, I learnt part of it on point, like when they're holding their hands like that with each other and like trotting forwards and sideways and going like that. I learnt that part and a bit after that, but then I had an accident and couldn't do points for a bit, and now I'm back on points.
You had an accident?
I was standing on points at the bar.
So is that just on your tippy toes?
Yeah, so when dancers are dancing on their toes, it's called on point.
Nice. That's on point.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's where the saying comes from?
No idea.
Do you know what I mean? You know when like something's really good and they're like, what do you think of this, man? It's like, that's on point. You know?
Maybe. We'll find that out.
Who knows?
Well, I was on point and I was a bit...
Yeah,
I was like only just like the age... I was a lot younger than all the other people in my class. I was like 9... maybe, and you're supposed to wait as long as you can, kind of, to an extent, to do point, because you need to work up the muscles and everything. So because I was still growing, it kind of went the best, but I did it because I had the right strength.
Yeah.
So I did it and I fell, and like I pulled the muscle from my knee to my toe, like really bad. So I was supposed to not do ballet, but I still wanted to do ballet. I just stopped doing points, and I stopped for 5 years. Now I'm doing points again.
Nice.
So we're back at it.
Yeah.
But this time I'm the oldest instead of the youngest, which is a bit sad.
I think it's so cool that you've done that though, because I feel like even though you said you're like stopping, I feel like it's one of those things like you'll never like not be a ballerina.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna.
Because it's like a part of you, isn't it now?
Yeah, like you. I was gonna say that. I feel like I won't be able to. Like you won't be able to be like, oh, we got the ballerina. No, I won't be a ballerina.
Yeah, but no, because I think that you always will be.
Yeah, I still got all the stuff.
When did you start?
Still got the moves.
When did you start ballet?
When I was 2.5.
Yeah, see? So do you know what I mean? That's like 16 years of ballet.
Recreational ballet that you can still do like for fun more than for like exams.
Well, I guess she could just start her own if she wanted.
There probably
you should start
is
your own ballet club.
No, I'm not that good. There probably is like places that do that, but if I did it like carried on, I'd want to do it with the same teacher I've had since I was little. So she does do adult classes, and she has like invited me along. I've done some of them before when like my class has been cancelled, so she's like, oh, come along to the adult one, we'll do your grade, but it's just doing the same grades over and over again. So it's like I'm gonna she said to message like one of my friends that stopped doing ballet because she couldn't take the pressure of the exams, who does really like ballet, and said that she'd come back, so, and I keep in touch with her, so she said to like message her and see if she wants to, but she said I'm more than welcome to come back to the adult classes.
I still reckon.
might.
I still reckon it'd be really funny and great content if at some point when you're down, Drew, like Imogen takes us through like a
Please.
ballet routine.
Please.
Yeah, if you want to start ballet club, we'll be your first punch.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could like film.
AW Ballet Club.
That would be freaking great. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's film it. And then, you know, like you can just take us through like a ballet warm up. Do you know what? JP, you might think it's hilarious because of his physique, but JP used to be a really good gymnast.
Probably is great then. He's probably got great turnout.
Mainly trampolinist. But he could do all like the, you know, when you do like the flips and then the twists and everything, and then
Whoa.
which is hilarious.
I'll
You
get
look
you
at him
guys
and he's
to
like a
do
cue ball,
lifts.
isn't he?
I'll get you guys to do lifts. I've never
What's
done
a
a
lift?
lift.
What's a lift?
Like
lift you up?
Like lift. Not like no, I'll get you to lift
Like
each
dirty
other
dance?
up. Yeah,
like dirty dancing.
like-
You're like, no, not freaking me, Drew.
yeah, like
You're
I'll
like,
get
I'm not
to, like,
letting you lift
dance.
me up, pal. You got to lift up Drew.
No, get you guys to do a dance together.
Imagine if as I lifted him, suddenly just out of nowhere, you just said, and I will always love you.
That
we were like,
so fun.
where's that even coming from?
But you guys probably have better turnout than me. I've not got great turnout at the moment.
Oh, good
Like-
turnout, innit?
What do you
I-
mean by turnout?
Like you've got to be like
You know when loads of people go?
no, like you've
Oh,
got
I
to,
got
like,
just like I got great turnout at the moment when I do my ballet. Not many people show up, but then me and Drew do it, and there's just like hundreds of people there, thousands.
no, I mean
a
like
gig.
turn out. So like when you're doing stuff, you need to be turned out. So like if you're doing a plie, you need to have
Turned
great
inside
turnout.
out.
So you need to have like when you're like lifting your leg, you can't just like lift your leg like that. You need to have the turnout. So you need to have like the side of your knee. So like turn out.
Turned out.
I
Like,
see.
Like
Right.
that, not like that. I don't really know how to explain it,
Sounds
but
like
I don't think
I've
Drew's.
not got-
I don't think Drew's the most mobile guy.
I had like really good turnout, and for some reason I don't have any good turnout this grade, and it's really annoying because I need it this grade. So I'm just gonna silently cry about that.
Am I
What's
right?
happened to your turnout, Imogen?
I've no idea. I think I just got a bit rusty. I think it's a bit to do with my hips as well. I haven't been doing
Yeah.
as much ballet because my hips.
That's so
But-
bad, isn't it, about your hips, man? Makes me feel a bit sad. Like genuinely.
So
Yeah.
what?
I was gonna
what's
start
actually-
crying.
Is it like? Is
She's
it like
so
the
young.
Is it like the hip joints?
So it's like whenever I walk, my hips like pop. Mainly my right hip. It like pops and like
out.
yeah, like you can like feel it like pop in.
Like
But
Oh,
apparently
like a-
that's
like
nothing
a
to worry about.
dislocation.
It feels like that, but apparently it's nothing to worry about.
Honestly,
So-
it's nothing to worry about. Honestly,
That's what the physio
no, it's just my
said.
dislocated hip.
That's what the physio said. She said it's not dislocating, it's just like poppy. I've just got poppy hips apparently. But it like causes me like so much pain that sometimes I can't walk, and
so
sometimes
bad.
like if I've been doing too much, I'll be standing up and my hip will just like give way and I'll like almost fall over. It's like I'm
Ooh,
standing,
naughty
I'm
way
like,
to
ooh.
go.
do you feel like when you walk regularly, does that help it or make it worse?
It depends. It like feels good at the start,
Yeah.
and then like, after a while, it's like, oh my god, that hurts.
Because
like,
I know it's obviously it's completely different bones and stuff like that, but I know that one of the best thing for bad backs, very simply, is just walking.
yeah,
Because it's like, you know, it's like
the
gently
movement.
twisting your spine just from left to right and stuff like that, and it's like
yeah,
the worst thing you can do is almost just like sit on the sofa and hope it gets better because it all just locks up and deteriorates.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, I couldn't walk from Puritan to Dunbar. What like to go to like
Wow.
KFC or whatever. I'd walk there and I'd be in pain. Then I'd have to walk back and I'd
Serious?
be like in even more pain.
Which is like from your house, what's that, like quarter of a mile? Something like that?
Literally, I couldn't do that. So like I'm
On a side note, I bet I'd never even thought about this because obviously back when I was your age and I lived in Huntsville, they did not have any of that there.
yeah.
I bet you're well chuffed you
Yeah.
got a KFC and a
It was
Mackie
great,
D's
especially
better down the
because
road.
like now I was like they put it in when I was old
You
enough
got
to actually go to it.
Starbucks, KFC,
Yeah.
Mackie D's, Greg's.
I've got Budgeons as well. She's
Asda
got like
Express thingy.
slushies and
Oh.
milkshakes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they got it
It's
easy
so
now.
It's
It's-
great.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, go back to your
Um,
ailments. I was just excited about
It's
KFC.
alright.
Yeah.
It is very exciting. My brother works there. So.
Does he?
Yeah.
There you go.
But like I can't walk those distances. Like I've gone to physio and I've been put in this like hospital like gym group to like help
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me you've
rehabilitate.
been doing your glute bridges.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. Yeah.
But you're already good at them, aren't you? You were telling me.
Yeah, I think he
You're
said
bossing them.
that I'm all right. Yeah, he said he's it's clearly working well.
You're like strong. You got strong,
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
legs and stuff.
I skipped the first stage and went to the second stage because the first stage
It was just-
wasn't doing
you
anything.
were already too hard for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I feel at first it was like painful, but now I can walk there and it won't hurt, which is good. And that's like after 2 weeks of doing it. It hurts a bit like at first when I'm doing the exercises, but I know that if I can feel it in the hip, it'll be better in the long run because it won't be hurting as much. And since I've started doing that group, I hardly ever have pain. I think in the last month that I've been doing it, I've had one thing of pain, which was over the weekend because I did so much like walking like the weeks prior. So like that's great for me.
I think the older we get, like, and this is depending on the individual, you'll have them in different places depending on like genetics and stuff. But it's very common once you get into like your 30s and especially more like your 40s and 50s to get like little niggles in certain areas, and you'll be like, why is that popping up? And it's probably due to some sort of like muscular imbalance or something like that. But it's like, if you know almost like how to diagnose, do you know what I mean? If you can diagnose that and your like knowledge of exercises is good enough, then you'll usually be able to do an exercise that'll be able to like stop you having that discomfort. You know?
Yeah.
And some of them are like super simple.
Yeah. Well, I've got so good, like improved like so much with my hips since I started, and it's only like my second one. I've done 3 because I had the intro one, the first one, now the second one I did yesterday. That he got me to increase the exercises slightly and get an extra one. But the extra one is literally just like, they're not like hard exercises, but when you got a bad hip, it's like, it's painful. So like, I've got a single leg raise where I just raise my leg up, hold it, and put it down.
I'm doing hanging leg raises later on today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was doing on Wednesday.
That's what I do in my.
You know those ones, Drew? You've done them before, and you like grab the straps and you have to like bring your knees up to your elbows. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do that, and then I do like a bridge. I hold one leg out, and I got to lift it up to 90 degrees and down.
So like one-legged unilateral sort of glute bridges, hip thrusts sort of things.
And then I've got like the weights. I put it around my ankle instead of like hold onto it, and I straighten my leg, just straight.
In what way?
Just like I sit down, and I have the weights, like the
you
pulley
sit
weights,
down in what way?
Just on a chair.
Okay.
And then I put.
Oh, so you're doing like a leg extension?
Yeah, like leg extensions. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then, which my knee clicks every time I do it, which is a bit annoying.
But yeah, I've heard that though, because I mean, I know earlier on I was like, you know, but apparently like, your knees popping and stuff isn't actually an indicator that there's anything wrong.
No.
So
I just pop my bones.
My knees pretty much always click when I squat, but I squat like twice a week.
It's
every single week.
Isn't it? It's like ooh.
Yeah, but it's just like you just zone it out.
And then after that, I stand with my hands like on the bed they have, and like you like kind of lean over, and you literally just go like that with your foot and like put it out and in, keeping it straight.
What like so, out an angle like this?
No, like keep it straight.
Right.
And you just like going like that, and just like.
So like what? Sorry, I really want to know. I don't want to just say yes and I don't actually know what you mean.
Going like.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yeah. I do them to warm up.
Yeah, you just do that.
Yeah, do them to warm up.
And you keep your toes more turned in than outwards.
Yeah.
Which is obviously hard for me as a ballerina with the turnout.
Yeah.
And then the one that I got added on was literally you stand up you have a piece of foam, you stand on it, you bend one knee, and you take the other one off the ground slightly, and you just put your hands like Jesus like that, and it's like just balancing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it like works your hips so much that my legs are like shaking right after, which is crazy. I've never had that.
Yeah, I think it's just good to like take your like every body part through as many different planes of motion as you can, because then it's because then you're not losing the strength in that plane of motion. Yeah. Because even like I remember Dorian Yates, who was like a 6-time Mr. Olympia, was talking about this and why he does like Pilates and yoga nowadays. Is when he was in when he was in like the early 90s and he was like the best bodybuilder in the world. Like, he was, don't get me wrong, he was fit in some ways, definitely too big for, like, general health. But, obviously, he was very, very strong. In some ways, it was almost like he was very, very healthy, and in other ways, he wasn't so healthy. But because everything he did was, like, in, like, a linear plane of motion, he was, like, quite, like, stiff and rigid. And he was saying that, like, obviously, like, with age comes wisdom. And nowadays, one of the reasons he loves doing yoga and Pilates is because there's lots of like twisting movements and stuff like that, and it's keeping you like really supple, and your spine's like going all in these different directions. Whereas when he was a bodybuilder, it was almost just like bench press out or pull down or like leg. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything is like straight up or straight down, or do you know what I mean? There's never like anything that's like twisting or side to side. So yeah, it's like really, really good to do those sorts of things.
Yeah, basically all you got to do if you're having like pain, obviously might be other things, but I just think like with me, all I got to do is just strengthen around the muscle, like around where it's hurting, and it
Definitely.
just helps it, and it's helped a lot. And I haven't even like done like that much.
Yeah.
So after ballet, I'm gonna at least try and get a gym membership and just keep doing those exercises.
You can
at a
work out with me
gym.
every now and again.
Yes,
That'd be so good.
Oh, you'll be so surprised how terrible I am.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I think is as well. Like,
I got no muscles in my arms, so everything's like lower.
Yeah, the thing is, I never care about like ability, if you know what I mean. I think it's just like it's A, it's fun, and B, it's like respecting the effort.
There'll be you with like
Yeah.
your like huge weights and move with like just the bar, like 5 kilograms. Woo!
I've worked out with lots
I'm
and lots.
feeling
I've
it.
worked out with lots of women in the past, though. Like lots of women. So like I mean, I'm used to it.
Yeah,
You know.
used to the noodle arms.
Yeah. Well, everyone's got noodle arms at first before they just start, haven't they?
I suppose I do need to get some arm muscles at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to even it out a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You been working out at all recently, Drew?
No.
How's your how's your mobility at the moment? Because I remember like you always being like, I don't know if frustrated is probably a bit extreme, but like do you remember like like you couldn't get in like the lotus position, and I remember you didn't like that.
Couldn't get in the
Yeah.
lotus position.
I
That's
think-
not like mocking. That's not mocking. I just found that funny. That's like
Is
what
that
you
where-
were
that's where
upset
you put
about.
your legs up in. Yeah, I can't do that. I still can't touch my toes like kind
You
of
can't?
with straight legs. No,
Right.
I've still got tight hamstrings.
Yeah.
And apparently that's what gave me scoliosis in school, is the fact that my back is the fact that my hamstrings grew. I had a growth spurt.
Yeah.
And they grew quicker than like the muscles could handle. So it was pulling on my spine, and it gave it like a bit of a curve. But I feel like because I go on 2 big walks a day with the dog, and like with the guitar making stuff, that's quite like I'm standing up and I'm doing a lot of like soaring and things like that. There's
Yeah.
like little bits of like activity going on that's keeping me kind of like lubricated,
Yeah.
like my joints and stuff. But I'm not doing any like training,
Yeah.
So I definitely need to be like doing something. But yeah,
At least
I
you're getting
still
all that
feel like-
walking in.
Do you do like yoga then?
Yeah.
If you like.
No, I don't do yoga. I used to do a bit of yoga. I like yin yoga because I didn't realize the benefits of compressing your joints as well. Like this guy who was doing a yin yoga like class was talking about the fact that a lot of guys apparently like at the bottom of their back and their spine will get the bones will fuse together from sitting at a desk for like
Yeah, I've heard of that,
their
yeah.
careers.
I
and that.
haven't necessarily heard that from just sitting at a desk, but I know I've heard of that happening.
And
The
and
bones
just,
fuse
that-
together.
Horrible.
Yeah,
isn't it?
the bottom of your spine, so that parts of your back, the bones can fuse together. And it's a
Ooh.
thing. But if you do like yoga and put pressure, like compress the joints rather than stretch them, I guess. Like and with
So like
movement and
compressing
that.
them in what way, man?
So like say like you're lying down on your front and you lift your arms up, so you're like this, and your back gets compressed backwards like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
your spine is actually pushing against it. Like I can't remember like the scientific explanation that he was saying, but he was like basically when the bones crush together, push together, it creates this thing that happens that strengthens them.
Well,
So,
I know
like,
that. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is like not to overuse the
inside
word.
the joints.
It's balance. So I know that actually people, as long as you're allowing yourself time to recover, and your volume and intensity is what's the word I'm looking for? It's like organized well, is programmed well. Programmed well is a better way of saying it. Then like say like squatting with a barbell, people that squat with a barbell on their back will have stronger spines than people that don't. And obviously what that is, that's spinal compression, because basically you're like putting a big freaking heavy bar on your back, and then gravity is obviously causing that weight to, if you think about it, it's actually compressing your spinal, all the different spine, your different cords, all the spinal cords, all the little bits of jelly in between every single disc.
This is
That's
making me
actually-
be able to feel my spine.
Yeah, it's actually like compressing it. But as long as you're allowing yourself time to recover, then it will actually have a stronger spine than if you don't. And actually, although obviously, just because of the fact of life, like everyone, everybody everywhere might get an injury regardless of what you do. So although there is probably you know, when say somebody that squats is like a ridiculously heavy squatter, if say somebody like that gets a back injury, to the average person, they might think, see, that's like like that shows that people that squat really heavy are going to get a bad back. But apparently, actually, if you look at all the data from like hospitals all over the world, most back injuries and even like severe ones are from people that have sedentary lifestyles rather than active lifestyles. So of course, active people will sometimes get injuries. Of course they will, because you know what I mean. We're all human. But actually, surprisingly, the people with the most sedentary lifestyles have the worst back injuries, which is kind of crazy in a way, because you think it almost like you think in your head, well, if you just like, you know, like we're walking about a little bit and then like sitting down the rest of the day, how could you get such a bad back? But it's true. Like, do you know what I mean? Actually, people like that
it's weaker.
Yeah, people like that actually have worse back injuries and more commonly have back injuries than people that like squat weights all the time and deadlift all the time, which is kind of crazy, you know? You obviously do get people that overdo it. And I think when you overdo it in the gym, that's when you can get injured. So if you're like deadlifting really heavy far too often, and then like a couple of days later, then you're like trying to like squat really heavy, like just a couple of days after you've deadlifted really heavy, like, man, like chill out a little bit with that, because it's like at the end of the day, you know, there has to be like the stimulus and then the recovery and the growth and then the other stimulus. It can't be like stimulus, because then you're just like, eventually your body will just break. It can't keep up with the demands that you're putting on the body. But as long as you're like being sensible about it, you definitely...
That blew my mind though with the yoga, like how like the with yin yoga, how compression on your joints can strengthen them like that. And what I liked about it as well is it's less like movement and kind of like, say with like normal yoga is like you're moving a lot and stuff, and that's, you know, and you can get, I suppose, more like Pilates as well, where you're like working your muscles and stuff, like you basically with yin yoga will be like holding a position for up to 5 minutes, and it feels weird, like that compression in your joints, and that feels a bit weird, but it feels like after a while it starts feeling really nice, and it's like, what, there's like a bit of a pleasure of just like being in this like one position, a bit meditative. And I noticed that after I would feel so much looser. So it's almost like, you know, opens things up a bit. So that was always like,
you
really
gotta close
cool.
them to open them. It's like when you gotta like do one thing, like when you gotta go left to go right.
Oh man. Philosophical. I'm liking that. Sometimes you must go left to go right. Sometimes you must close door to open door. Because that's like the wise. That's the universal wise accent, isn't it? If you want to go right, you must go left. To open door, you must close door first. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I think it's interesting because what you're saying, obviously, like so that yin yoga, that is like static strength you're building, which is interesting. But I guess it's like static,
but like pressure that's good for you.
Yeah, because like static strength is like holding a position at lockout, essentially, regardless of what that position is. You know, so that's quite interesting. So it'd be like, you know, if you did like a pull up and you got to the top, the static would be like how long you can hold it at the top.
How hold you can hold it?
Is that what I just said?
You almost went there.
I'm such an idiot.
How hold?
Sorry, I've got a little bit
it's
of.
Alright, you corrected yourself.
I got a little bit of the retardation going on, you know. But yeah, just like I don't even realise I do it as well. And then the amount of people that are like,
corrected yourself before you said it.
Oh, see, I'm trying. There's an internal war going on in my head at all times. Yeah, so it'd be like how long you can hold it at the top, you know. So
and it would always surprise me as well, because like you can go deeper into it. So the more you hold it, and it's about relaxing with the tension. So like it's quite tense to be in this thing, but it's almost like after a while you can like soften and like loosen, like let the tension go, and you can go into a deeper stretch, and you're like, how is that even happening? Like how, like it felt like really like kind of tight being like that, and then but your body kind of like loosens into it, and then you can get into a deeper stretch, and it's even better for you and more beneficial and stuff. And it's a bit of a journey, you know, like from just doing like one static thing, and then after 5 minutes you're like almost like bent over fully, like you know, like. Oh yeah,
I think that, man, I think that pretty much any type of like exercise or movement has its benefits, just like in slightly different ways, you know. But I think it's like, you know, it's like, I think sometimes people get caught up in like, what's the best way to whatever? Whereas I think regardless of whether it's like running, hiking, doing weights, doing calisthenics, doing Pilates, doing yoga, doing ballet, whatever it is, or even just like playing a sport, if that's what you want to, almost like playing a sport as your form of exercise. I just think, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's all going to have its benefits. Do you know what I mean? Like in different, like in slightly different ways, of course, like in different ways. But like at the end of the day, like your body's there to be used. It's just up to you how you use it.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it all has different benefits. You know what I mean?
That's a quote by Calum White. Your body's here to be used. Use it.
It's just up to you how you use it.
That's it, yeah.
But you say it with a Chinese accent, though.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you on, do it. You know, do it in a Chinese accent. Can you?
Up to your body.
Up to your body. Up to your body. That Chinese.
Up to you how you use your body. I can't do it. I can't do it.
What was that?
I can't do it.
Up to you how you use your body. Man,
Yeah, I'm not good
how
at accents.
how are you that bad at accents?
I told you I can't do accents.
I thought everyone could do a Chinese accent.
I can't, apparently.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Excuse me. What was it? What was that song?
Hello, I'm Chinese.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
hello, I'm Chinese. Yeah, that was it.
Callum loves doing that.
That's a little song that we used to listen to a little bit. So I think was a funny little story I heard the other day. There's a doctor called Dr. Locus from Tennessee who had been celebrating Halloween with his friends back in 2017 when he got the call that one of his patients had urgently gone into labour earlier than expected.
Earlier than unexpected.
Earlier than unexpected. What we just said. Earlier than expected. Without time to change out of his makeup and wig, he hurried to the hospital in full Heath Ledger Joker attire with white face paint, smeared red lips and green hair to deliver a healthy baby girl over the course of hours. The moment was captured in a now viral photo showing the doctor, still in character, fully dressed as the Joker, holding the newborn in his arms. The parents later recalled that the situation, while surreal, brought unexpected humour and warmth to an intense moment. Dr. Locus reportedly apologised to them for his appearance, but they insisted it made the experience unforgettable, even joking that their daughter had been delivered by Gotham's most notorious villain. The image quickly spread across social media, symbolising the dedication and humanity of healthcare workers who drop everything for their patients, no matter the circumstances. It became a light-hearted story of professionalism meeting Halloween spirit, proving that compassion can shine through even behind face paint. I just love that.
If only they were dressed up as Batman, then it would have been like Batman giving birth.
The dad could have
Joker's
dressed as
delivering.
Batman. Yeah. But so you can actually look that. So if you want to look that up, just type in like 2017 Dr. Locus Joker. If you Google that, he'll come, and it is a hilarious picture because
so cool.
it's just this doctor holding a baby and he's just dressed as the Joker, which is just so funny. I love that. I think that's a great story.
That's great. I think all doctors should dress up like something whilst they're delivering a baby. I think it'd be cool.
That is
Probably
great, isn't it?
unhygienic, but
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
cool.
I guess as long as
I
like
think
you know,
it'd brighten the mood.
as long as you're not like, well, I guess it's like it would be like you probably wouldn't have been allowed to do obviously if it was like surgery.
No.
But I guess there's not really anything. Do you know what I mean? You can't like make the
Edward
woman.
Scissorhands.
Yeah. You can't like make the woman like ill or the baby ill just from
That's right.
just
It
from
just comes out with face
Yeah.
paint. It's now the Joker.
yeah.
We're matching.
Did you hear about that guy called Terrence Coleman, who's like suing a boy for $800,000?
What?
No.
Yes, this is pretty mental. This is happening in America. Mental, yeah. So he's like suing a 13-year-old boy, essentially for saving his sister from being assaulted by this man. Terrence, so this boy basically saw his older sister, being dragged into the forest by this bloke, by this Terrence Coleman guy. Didn't know him. Neither him or his sister knew the guy. She was like screaming and he was like physically dragging her off into woodland, which
God,
must have been like terrifying for her and obviously for him as well, seeing his sister like that.
Ooh.
But thinking quickly, he had one of those dope ass freaking slingshots. And he slingshotted 2 freaking marbles at this guy. He hit the guy in the chest the first time. Apparently the impact was so strong the guy thought he'd been shot. He let go of the boy's sister, and then the boy did another volley, another marble, which hit the guy in the freaking eye and blinded him in his eye.
His fault. He deserves it.
I 100% agree with you, Emo. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like, you know, like
Shouldn't have been trying to
Yeah,
unwillingly
yeah.
touch woman.
If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Better than what like police probably would have done.
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, can you believe this? Right. So now this bloke obviously ran off. Right. Realised he was blind in one eye. I guess, and ran home to his family. His family and this guy are now trying to sue this 13-year-old boy for $800,000, claiming that he wasn't trying to assault the girl and that he was just playing. But now, obviously, the boy's family and the girl's family are like, what are you on about? Like, neither of us know who you are. Like, you do not just go up to people you don't know and just try and drag them in, like physically restrain them and then try and like drag them into the woodlands. Like, of course, like the boy was just doing what any decent like brother would do. Pretty cool that he had a slingshot, and he was obviously pretty good.
Like Bart Simpson.
Obviously pretty good
shot as well.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty good shot because he hit him.
Go around high-fiving his friends afterwards.
He got a 2 out of 2. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I bet he did. I would have high-fived if I was his mate. I'd have been like, mate, that's bad. I'd have been a good shout, man. But
don't want to cross him.
Yeah, they're doing the whole like, oh, we're the victims. It was just we were just playing, and now my poor son is blind for the rest of his life.
He's just a pussy.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. You know, yeah, that's crazy though, isn't it?
Can't handle the heat that he created.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can go look that up if you want. If you just type in like
yeah, I'm gonna follow that. I got to see what the outcome of that one is.
Yeah,
so hopefully that just gets thrown out.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, maybe if you just look up like Terence Coleman, like slingshot assault, something like that, it will come up. Yeah, I think it was in. I want to say it was in Michigan potentially. I don't know why I think that because I haven't got that down in front of me, but I know that it was 28-year-old called Terence Coleman. That's another thing. He wasn't a kid himself.
No, he's an adult.
He's 28.
How old is the girl?
I don't know how old the girl is, but I know the boy was 13.
Imagine getting taken down by a 13-year-old. That's humiliating.
28-year-old man. You're like, yeah, get fully just. Yeah, I don't know if the family deliberately
Instant justice. That sounds like to me.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, what's it called? There's that. Isn't there even like a quite a famous page like on social media, and it's called something like Instant Karma, Instant Justice.
It's even worse if
and
she's
it's
a
all
child
just
as well.
and it's all just different videos of people like, I don't know, could be like people just like starting on people for no reason in the street, and then just someone comes along and just.
I saw a mad one the other day with like like they say about like dogs having a bit of like sixth sense or animals
with
having
people.
Sixth sense sometimes. Yeah, with people. Like this woman, this little Chinese woman was just sitting at a restaurant, but it was right next to a road, and there was like a fence going all the way down the side, and a little table on the other side. And she was just sitting there having her coffee, and a dog was there as well. And the dog just starts going like this and starts barking and like drags the woman because he's on the lead like into the wall and just like and sitting there and he's going all crazy and she's like, what the hell? And then this car just literally like takes out the whole fence and that and like narrowly misses them both, crashes into the wall. And it's like the dog sensed that the crash was just about to happen.
That's mad, isn't it?
And it was
crazy.
Like, what the hell? Like one of these just moment things. Like you just see him about 5 seconds before it just going crazy, or 10 seconds before it, a little bit of time before it, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then dragging in, and it misses the dog's ass, and just takes out all the fence, and it would have literally got exactly where she was sitting, you know. And I'm
that is crazy, man.
Great dog.
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen videos of that before, like where like with like little babies as well. It just goes to show how caring like both dogs and cats can be. Especially, I think, because it'd be even more surprising with cats. But like videos where like people are living in flats and the baby's like crawled out onto the balcony and they've like stuck their head between the bars, and then like there's videos like cats and dogs suddenly like going in like biting their almost like their clothes and then pulling them back and stuff.
It's like when they grab their own like puppies or kittens like by the neck, and it's not hurting them. It's just getting them out of the way.
It's like they understand that they're like younger family members or whatever, so they need to look after them.
Yeah.
And that, do you see the one as well? There was this girl, and she would like suffer these really bad seizures, but the dog could sense when she was going to have a seizure.
That's mad, isn't it?
So would literally go up and paw her, and like do this thing, like sit down and like paw her, and she knew she was going to have a seizure then, so she could like go and sit, like she could sit down and get into like a safer position and have the seizure basically. It didn't stop it, but like, and apparently that was because she would release chemicals into the air, or her body chemistry would change when a seizure was going to happen, and the dog could sense those chemicals. And I'm like,
Assistance
that's
dogs and guide dogs are sick that they can do that. That is absolutely
So she could
mad.
then just go out walking around, and she said she could never leave the house before, but because her dog knew how to do that, she could just like have this dog with her all the time.
That's
and
mad,
actually
isn't it?
go and live a bit more of a normal life and stuff.
That's
and
so
like,
cool, isn't it? That's actually mad. Don't you think? That's actually freaking mad.
Dogs are just great. Animals are great. I do love animals.
Oh
when
yeah.
they're barking at you and you're normal.
Oh, Drew's
Like,
Drew's
yeah.
angry. He's bitter about that. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you, to be honest, man. Yeah, that would do my head in, I think.
If you're trying to talk to someone and he's just there barking at you, but as soon as you haven't got any attention,
Just non-stop like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna get annoying quick,
it's like,
isn't it?
God damn it.
Squeaky dog or deep dog? Like
A squeaky dog's well annoying. Way more annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Floki, Savannah's little dog as well, little Chihuahua, and
He would always be giving it. He'd always be giving it large, wouldn't he?
As soon as the door goes or something, it's like, what are you doing, mate? Shut up.
He'd be one of those like real funny, just giving it large dogs though, and then like he'd be like that until you open the door, and then he'd just be like. And
My
then,
dog
run away.
doesn't bark.
Exactly.
My dog she'll do like one. She'll go like ruff, and then she'll go.
That sounds a bit mental.
She used to like squawk like a parrot. She makes any sound but a dog sound. She like goes like, and she'll go like.
You need to record it.
I will.
Yeah, you
I
have to
will.
run, and then you can play them on air.
I
Yeah.
will.
Bringing your dog to the pod.
I'll just bring
Oh,
her
yeah,
in.
that
If you get a
I'm
car
intrigued.
sound, she'll start going. She's really weird.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that poor girl that got like ritualistically sacrificed in France?
What?
Sorry to bring the pod down a
No.
little bit. Yeah, this was a crazy one. We were talking obviously a couple of weeks ago about.
Recently?
Yeah, this was really recent. I think this was like, well, no, it's come out recently. I don't know if it happened recently, but it's only just been released to the public. But I can tell you sort of like the basics of it. I just thought this story was so mental. It's a pretty harrowing story. So, you know, like warning. I'll try not obviously to go into like too much graphic detail, but I just can't believe that something like this happened in a country like France. But let me just find what I saved about it a second.
That's the thing to add to Calum's "Don't Go to France" list.
Yeah, another reason not to go to France, people. Remember what I said? France is like a prostitute. Yeah, so an Algerian migrant has been jailed for life for stabbing and, really apologise for this, for vaginally and anally raping a 12-year-old girl called Lola Daviat with knives and scissors, partially severing her neck afterwards and then suffocating her to death with duct tape before stuffing her into a suitcase. This was a 12-year-old girl
That poor girl.
that this Algerian woman didn't even know, right? And
Algerian man.
no, it was an Algerian woman.
What?
Yeah, so as disturbing and disgusting as it is, all of the physical assaults were done with knives and scissors.
That's horrible.
And apparently they thinking that it's most likely a ritualistic sacrifice because in sort of like Algerian folklore / like ritualistic black magic tradition, they believe that like great financial fortune will come upon you if you ritualistically sacrifice a pale blonde-haired girl. But it has to involve like heavy. Apparently, the poor girl's body was also found with like ritualistic like symbols on her body and stuff like that, which indicates it was like some sort of ritualistic sacrifice. But apparently in like Algerian black magic culture, yeah, they believe that like great financial fortune will fall upon you if you find a very pale blonde girl and then sacrifice her ritualistically. And I guess, you know, in Algeria, I guess historically it would have been very, very uncommon to come across somebody that looked like that. But this immigrant, I guess, was like having a field day because there was obviously just pale girls everywhere. Because, I mean, I guess French people look pretty much the same as us, don't they? And, you know, I mean, not exactly, but yeah, there are going to be a lot of pale blonde people in France, aren't there? Yeah, so, but I just can't even get my head around that. Like, as somebody with like a pale little daughter myself, like a pale blonde daughter myself, like, I just can't, man, if that was me, Like, if I was like the dad of the girl, I mean, like, I don't even know what I would do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. Like, how do you even react to something like that, man?
Do it back to her.
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously, you just can't. Do you know what I mean? They're like in police custody.
Well, obviously you can't, no, but
like,
you wouldn't do it anyway. Cause
but how do you go forward from that? And how is something like that? I know
that's so much.
Oh, I know, and I don't get me wrong. Like,
I'm like, what? I can't believe it happens. You know?
I know, and I know that like it's, you know, saying like, how can we allow something like that to happen in our societies? Because I get that nobody's necessarily like allowing it to happen, but in a way, I feel like it kind of is allowed to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because not enough is being done about it. I feel like something like that alone, that one incident alone, should be enough to trigger like a. Not just like a nationwide thing in France, but at least a nationwide thing, but at least like something in almost like all of Europe where we're like, okay, something is seriously going wrong. We need to start implementing like, you know, because like radical changes now. And usually the word radical is bad, but if something radical happens, you need to do something radical about it. Do you know what I mean? You can't have something radical happen and then do something wishy-washy about it, or do you know what I mean? Implement something. Something like majorly needs to be done about it. And I just feel like the fact that you're like hearing things like this all the time now. I mean, I know we had an episode a couple of weeks ago where, you know, the
issues,
the so-called issues episode that me and Drew did, where we talked a lot about these different things. But I say a lot of these things, like the case we've just talked about, these are ones that have come out since that episode. The amount of things
was it a couple of days ago or yesterday or something about the 48-year-old dog walker who's just been like stabbed to death?
Oh yeah,
and I'm like,
oh yeah. Unless
and two other people, a 14-year-old kid and a 48-year-old dog walker guy. He's just lost his life and just been stabbed by someone. I
don't know
UK,
if I know all about those ones. I think I know the one that you were talking about the dog walker. I think I heard about him.
The same thing. It was just he attacked 3 people. So, but the dog walker died, and I think the other 2 survived.
Oh, really? I didn't know that like several people were attacked at the same time.
Yeah, 14-year-old kid.
People
and
are evil.
The dog walker, and
man, it's crazy. I think
it was I can't remember where the guy was from, but it was an immigrant that got here in the back of a lorry. Like
I want to say they were an Afghan. I want to say
Afghan.
I don't obviously want to say that in case it's not.
I can remember off the top of my head, but now you said that, I think I'm
pretty sure it was an Afghan.
And the police have give this thing like for people, because there's some video of it actually circulating around and stuff, and they're like saying not to share this video, and the police are giving the same thing like and and it's like, well, I don't get things like that, because they're basically that's like the police trying to not cover it up, but like, you know.
Well, no, you're right. They kind of are. They're doing. Yeah, they're trying to sweep it under the rug.
And they're like, it could look. So, I can't remember what they were saying, but it was almost like it's having more of a negative effect than a positive. Yeah. And it's like, well, how. Sometimes like cold hard evidence is cold hard evidence, you know, and they're saying what it could they could mess up the things in court and stuff, and it's like, well, if that's what if you got a video of what's happened, that's what happened, you know. You can't I feel like it's kind of
I really hate like psychological buzzwords, because I feel like they can be overly used and a bit annoying, but at the same time it is basically like gaslighting, isn't it? It's basically saying like, you guys are part of the problem for spreading awareness to this, because you're making the issue bigger than it is. And it's like, no, how dare you almost even say that, or even imply that? The issue itself is shocking and appalling, and naturally so, people are like really, really concerned and worried about this, because the thought that you could be out walking a dog,
that's horrible.
And then like you don't even know this person, and they just come up and stab you in broad daylight in the street. It's not like it was like down some dark, dodgy alley at the middle of the night. It was in the middle of the freaking day.
It even happens in like schools. Like you see, I swear somebody got stabbed in my school once. Like, that's scary.
Of course, we should be spreading awareness to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, rather than downplaying it. They don't want it. They don't want us to be kicking off about it, because
the chief superintendent. I'll just read you what it says. Chief Superintendent Jill Horsfall has said, "I'm aware that of footage circulating online that relates to yesterday's incident in Uxbridge. I would urge people to stop circulating this on social media in order to avoid speculation and further misinformation."
Where's the misinformation?
Yeah, we confirmed the suspect lived in a private residential address, because I think people maybe are saying he was in a hotel or whatever.
Right.
Our priority is securing justice for the man who sadly died and the others who were injured during this incident. Sharing this footage could impede further court proceedings and cause further distress to those directly impacted by the events, as well as their loved ones. Please be considerate of what you're sharing online and keep up to date with the news on our website for any accurate updates on this incident. So basically, they're saying, it's a resident in a private address rather than in like one of these hotels. But the guy still got here in 2020.
He was an illegal. Yeah. So he was a 22.
So
yeah.
that's almost misinformation. Like,
it's
almost they're saying, it's someone who was a normal resident here.
Just because they're not. Well, they weren't really a normal resident.
No,
because they entered the UK illegally.
They lived in a house over here, but we still got here in the back of a lorry, and then in 2020.
Yeah, so it was a 22-year-old Afghan national who entered the UK illegally via the back of a lorry in 2020 and received the right to remain in 2022. Was arrested on the 28th of October after a triple stabbing in Uxbridge, killing 49-year-old dog walker Neil McMillan, rest in peace, friend of the pod, Neil McMillan, and injuring a 14-year-old boy and another 45-year-old man who attempted to intervene and stop the stabbings. It's just shocking. And a 14-year-old boy as well. It's a little basically a kid.
Yeah.
That would give you some issues when you're older, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Trust issues. Be anxious all the time.
I just think it's getting to the point now where it's so silly that we're constantly being told that not to worry about these sorts of things, because it's how can you say that? It's literally, it's almost like it's pretty much every day there's a new story, or every other day there's a new story.
Everyone always says how America's unsafe because they have guns.
Yeah.
But England's got knives, and they're probably just as prominent.
And obviously, what an American would say to you is because they do have the right, they have the right to bear arms so that they can defend themselves from threats. So in that regard, obviously, I think it's awful when you have the gun shootings that happen in America, especially in schools and stuff. But at least if somebody came at you with a knife in, say, Texas, they'd be like, if you come any closer, we're going to put you down. And then if they want to carry on after that point, then that's on them, isn't it? You get to put them down. But it's crazy, man. Let's say there's other cases literally in the last couple of weeks that have come out as well. All similar. Although it's obviously not nice to talk about, but I think it's important to sort of bring awareness to these, though. I don't know if there's any. Oh, there was one about. Did you hear about the migrant that Sudanese migrant has been who stabbed a hotel worker 23 times with a screwdriver, has been found guilty of murder. So at least they've been found guilty of murder. I do think we might have talked about that one before. But the guy was called Deng Chol Majek, and he was a 27-year-old migrant from Sudan. He followed 27-year-old Rhiannon White after she finished her shift at the Park Inn Hotel where he was staying. As they both stood on the platform, she was waiting for her train home. Majek attacked her, inflicting 23 stab wounds with a screwdriver. 11 of the wounds penetrated her skull. One of them damaged her brainstem. Rhiannon suffered multiple head injuries and died 3 days later from brainstem trauma. After the attack, Majek was caught on CCTV leaving the station, throwing Rhiannon's phone into a river, buying alcohol, and then returning back to the hotel before drinking for the rest of the evening. When police arrived, they discovered footage showing the Sudanese migrant laughing and dancing to music in the hotel parking lot after the brutal murder. In court, Majek said, "I saw the blue lights of the police car, but I didn't think it was a problem. I thought it was just music and dancing like usual." The court learned that Majek had arrived in the UK from Germany, where he'd been granted legal residency documents. It's how freaking crazy do you have to be to stab someone 23 times with a screwdriver, and then you just casually go and pick up a crate of booze, and then just go back to it, and you're partying and laughing. There's CCTV of you an hour after it, partying and laughing. How sick of an individual do you have to be? And I think this is why it's really disingenuous and really messed up when people will try and imply that anybody that worried about this is racist, because it's got nothing to do with race. It's got to do with culture. It wouldn't make it the color of the person's skin that does any of the things doesn't matter. What's concerning is
actions.
What's concerning is that some of these people come from cultures where things like this are considered more normal, because this isn't normal. And it should not be considered normal. And women in the UK, or middle-aged dog walkers in the UK, or 14-year-old boys that are walking around the UK, you know, like the incidents we've just been talking about, should not feel like they might randomly just get shanked up, literally for no reason. Like, they haven't even done anything to these people. They don't even know them. They're just there waiting for a train. You know, how many times in your life have you just been on a platform waiting for a train? Would it ever occur to you that somebody might come up behind you with a screwdriver and stab you in the frickin' skull?
That poor girl in America. Like,
the Ukrainian girl.
And sitting in a bus.
Horrible.
Absolutely awful.
So savage, man.
Literally in the last couple of weeks as well, in Spain, in Cordoba, 2 North African migrants were arrested for attempting to kidnap a 2-year-old girl. 2-year-old girl, a toddler. The judge later released them on bail. Reports say the girl suffered several cuts on her arms during the abduction. Shortly after the release, one of the kidnappers reappeared at the scene of the attempted kidnapping as if nothing had happened, with a beer in his hand.
I feel like sometimes the people that are like doing their sentences are also like the problem. Because you see half of them that
100%.
They're so unfair, and I feel like they're biased a lot of the time as well, and they just I feel like they're not doing the stuff they're supposed to do.
Why on earth would you let 2 guys back onto the street that had just tried to abduct a 2-year-old girl?
Yeah.
What were they trying to do with the girl? Do you know what I mean? Like if they hadn't been caught, what would they have done to her? That's what I want to know. Yeah. Would they have killed her? Would they have tried to sell her into the illegal sex trade, like Taken style? Like, what would they have done to her?
I understand in law that you can't like use speculation, but you can't then ignore what they've tried to do. Yeah. Like, you got to think about what, if you're trying to do better for like the country, you got to think about what could happen if you put them back in,
100%.
Even if that's a bit of speculation.
Of course,
you know?
Yeah,
like,
of
you're
course.
Still trying to do the better for everyone.
Yep.
100%. Bit close to home as well. Like my, you know, my cousin Tracy.
Yeah.
So like my uncle's daughter, and her husband, they've got a daughter called Taya, and she's 19. And what's his name? This is so embarrassing that I forgot Tracy's husband's name for a second.
Don't worry.
But he came and done the Kevin. He came and done the he came that room that you're sitting in now. He painted all the walls in there and everything.
That rings a bell.
He decorated all of that. He's like a painter and decorator.
Yeah.
And so my cousin Tracy went on this cruise recently with my nan, and while they were on the cruise, Kevin took Taya on holiday. I can't remember where it was when they just went for like a week-long holiday. I think it was Morocco or something like that. And literally, this guy like was chatting to him and bought him a drink, and Kevin got spiked. But he'd bought a drink to Taya and Kevin, and basically his game was to kidnap Taya.
Bloody hell.
And
you don't know? You can't remember what country this was.
I think it was Morocco.
Oh, sorry.
And literally, like, for some reason, some miracle, Taya just didn't drink the drink that he bought. So like Kevin drank it, and she actually had to take him home, and he was like savagely ill, like had been like roofied or whatever, and couldn't get out of bed for like 24 hours, and that was like the only he wasn't getting drunk or anything. He was on holiday with his daughter, you know. Yeah. And I just think that's mental. When the police came in that, and they said that they'd like caught the guy, but apparently that's what he was doing. He was going around and like people trying to get young women by like roofing them like the whole party, you know.
Yeah. Life is scary.
It's crazy that just happened to like someone in my family, you know.
It's crazy that happened to somebody in your family, but I guess. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like saying it makes it okay, but like I guess if that never happened in this country, you could say, okay, well, just don't go to Morocco, because obviously Morocco might be more dangerous for women than men. Yeah. So it's up to you if you want to go there, but at least do your research, and if you feel uncomfortable with that. Really, and if I was like, you know what I mean, if I was like your dad, when my daughter's older, I'd probably advise them, not to go to a
Not
place
to.
like that unless
Yeah.
I'm like there with them or something.
Yeah.
But what's really concerning is the sort of people that we have walking our streets now. And of course, we assume that most people, the majority of people walking our streets, not to say obviously that every, British person obviously is, of course, every now and again you do have like your twisted people as well, but it's not systematic, it's not cultural, it's not a cultural problem, it's more it's more like the exception to the rule. And as a result, we imagine that most people walking the streets think similarly to, say, the three of us,
Yeah.
and wouldn't just try and stab you 23 times in the head with a screwdriver, whatever it might be, or just like willy-nilly sexually assault somebody. But it's like, just to end the pod, this other story as well, and it's mad to think that somebody like this was walking the streets. Recently it came to like that convicted bomb maker from Egypt, who was a part of the Muslim Brotherhood, who is basically the Muslim Brotherhood is like outlawed in like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, like, do you know what I mean? So like even like the most powerful Muslim countries in the world, like have the Muslim Brotherhood on the like terrorist list. So this isn't about the religion of Islam. It's just this is a terrorist group called the Muslim Brotherhood. So this convicted bomb maker from Egypt, a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, entered our country illegally and was rewarded with an all-inclusive stay at a 4-star hotel paid by taxpayers. He then went on to rape a woman in Hyde Park. He said that he would have never have made it through Heathrow as a convicted terrorist, so instead was waved in through the back door and allowed to roam our streets freely. And it just poses like the question, like, are we supposed to just accept this? I just don't see how it can make sense that there's almost become this like weird loophole that so many people seem to be exploiting, where it's like, okay, well, we know obviously if we tried to just get a flight into England, they would take one look at us and be like, well, no, because you're like a convicted terrorist. I mean, you literally make bombs for like terrorist organizations that try and blow people up or whatever. So of course we're not going to let you in. But then it's almost like there's just this weird loophole where it's like,
if you get in this way,
but if you come on the back of a lorry or if you come in on a dinghy, then you can just stay in a 4-star hotel on taxpayers' money until you decide to go and stab someone or rape someone. But it's like, okay,
so horrible.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? And I think I think it's just like we need to
scary.
Wake up and just realize that there is a problem. That it's like, we were talking a lot about like apathy and having your head buried in the sand a couple of weeks ago, Drew. It's just like they're like, you need to accept there's a problem to address the problem. Otherwise, you're like an alcoholic that's refuses to admit that you're an alcoholic. Do you know what I mean? Admitting a problem, that's when you can actually start doing something about it. But it seems like the government are very unwilling to make out there's a problem. And not only that, as I said, they almost like gaslight anybody that does have a problem and then tries to say that you're racist. I say it's nothing about race. One of the people that are most vocal about all these issues are, I don't know if you've ever seen anything about this, guys, is like Sikhs, like the Sikhs in this country. And obviously these are people that are from Asia traditionally, but they've come to Britain. They're still proud to be Sikhs, but they're also proud to be accepted into British culture, and they respect British culture. And as a result, I would treat them just as British as I would anybody else, as any indigenous British person. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter the colour of their skin. It doesn't matter their religion, but they're respectful, decent people. And they're actually more vocal than the vast majority of British people, like indigenous British people, about how wrong all these things are. Because a lot of the people that are, say, like Sikhs that have travelled, come to live here in Britain from Asia, have had like generations of dealing with these issues in Asia themselves. So they know like all too well how bad it is as well,
I just think people should treat people how they want to be treated.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I know. And it sounds like super contrived and it sounds almost like hilariously basic, but it is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also like get back
to everyone's told since they were like little.
And get back to the days that like if somebody's murdering somebody or if somebody's sexually assaulting somebody, regardless of their colour, frickin' take them off the streets. Do something about them, Regardless of where they're from or what they look like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Protect
matter
your
if
citizens.
you're black and
what
white,
we need?
like my MJ said.
We need Batman.
We do need Batman.
We
Where is
need
she?
you, Batman.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Or do we need Bat Emo? Because you dressed up as Batman once, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
There's a picture of Imogen dressed up as Batgirl somewhere.
But it's like, I dressed up as Batman, but it was like a child's costume, and I was 15, so it definitely did not fit me, which made it comedic.
Yeah.
So I actually went around in it as well, and I was doing like roly-polies and hiding behind walls, popping out and going, I'm Batman, and like running across.
Inspirational. You need to become a vigilante, Emo.
Maybe I do. I am a masked vigilante. You'll never know.
Yeah, nobody would ever guess it was you until they hear your hip pop.
Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
hear it go up close.
Yeah. Right, we'll leave it there, folks. Thanks for listening to another Pandora's Box. We love you. Until next week, have a good one. On sometime, mid-November, we're going to have a pod with our good friend Zeuswell the Gold, Josh, who is, of course, who's been on the pod before, but is also Bullwinkle's oldest brother. If you didn't see the original show with Josh, you can go check that out on Spotify and YouTube. Just find it. It's the episode we did with Josh Ayest. Just type in Pandora's Box Podcast, Josh Ayest. You'll find it. We also covered a little Linkin Park song just for a laugh. Probably going to do another cover of a song, and we'll just have a good old chat with Zeuswell about all sorts of stuff. So you can look forward to that. And yeah, until next week, have a great week, guys.